All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. You sweating, getting wet, and all that.
All right, welcome to the 199th episode of the Drinking Partners podcast. Yes, this is our Warren Sapp episode because he's one of my favorite athletes, and he's just unapologetic in what he says. He's funny as shit. He's done some recent DJ Vlad interviews. I listen to that shit. I just fucks with Warren Sapp. He's from the U, I believe. Warren Sapp's just a cool motherfucker. I think they tried to trash him because he went bankrupt, but so what? He spent the money he earned. That's right.
That's like 99% of it.
Well, you're supposed to go bankrupt when you got a lot of money because apparently there's some statutes that we don't know as broke people. Like, we don't know the ins and outs of filing bankruptcy. Don't mean you lose all your shit. Just mean you ain't got to pay for it no more, apparently. Like, he ain't our bro. Yeah. This is the Warren Sapp episode because he ain't our bro. I'm half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners, and you can find us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at PartnersPod.
Is it 199 episodes?
199 episodes. We've been
episode 2 and 2.
199 episodes.
I am my brother's keeper.
We've been asking y'all, and I almost forgot to ask y'all. Please hop on iTunes, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well, and that's how we continue to do well, man. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Hey, listen, we're gonna blame Buzzy for that that faux pas because he stepped outside, and when he opened the door, a nice aroma wafted across the table. And threw
a forgettable waft.
Yeah, he threw Day and y'all didn't see. Day looked at me like, "You're up next." I'm like, "Hey, you're not done yet."
It was a hoppish aroma.
He looked up at me like, "All right, I've done my part.
We done here, right?"
But listen, man, you love us, you see us, you tell us you love us. Not the click of a button. Please tell the internet. Please tell the world. Tell everybody. All right. And look, 199 episodes in, we're not gonna change the formula because we like how shit's been going.
Yeah.
In lieu, of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Hennessy. Shout out to Car Guy DJ and the Conways for starting the trend. Shout out to all the fans who have come up with random shots and little small shot bottles of Hennessy just to show us love, show that they appreciate what we do because we appreciate the feedback, man. We need the feedback. We can only improve if we get feedback, all right? Yeah. No business ever grows by just being complacent, content with what they're doing. Let us know, man. If you don't like some of the fuck shit I say, tell me. Just tell me on the internet because if you say it the wrong way in person, now, you have to be judicious in the words that you use.
Ed Hands Bailey. Ain't no. It's EHB. This motherfucker low key.
And we give you opportunities to see us out in public. The next opportunity where you'll see Dan out together is March 16th. We're down at Arcade Comedy Theater. We got the boy from John Bruton from Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, just what's real.
And it's crazy because we got Dom Grayer coming in from DC. You know what I mean? So like we're gonna have a little bit of Cleveland. You got some DC
chilling. Name Wale, and I can't.
And we got Osha Dwyer coming in from Pittsburgh, so it's gonna be a DC, Cleveland,
cool
Pittsburgh.
Ass name.
You know
I get jealous.
Osha, I know.
I get jealous of people with them swag ass names.
Yeah,
I don't even think when she was born, her last name was really Dwyer. I think they made that whole shit up.
They just make it like blend. It just blends all smooth. Osha Dwyer, like
cool
they just gave you that, right?
Yeah, that's just how it worked out.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna be a dope ass trio of folks, and then we got a Hot Farm coming in, pouring for that. So again, because like folks, I'll forget this is BYOB and
ampersand
and free craft beer.
Yeah, that little squiggly thing that you don't know what it is. It's called an ampersand.
It means that you can bring some shit. We gonna give you some shit. You know what I mean? Oh, you gotta do a little bottle share. cool, show up, pop up. You know what I mean? We'll share our shit. What we gonna be sharing this time around is hot form. You share your shit, we get it. You know what I mean? I mean, the whole thing.
And you ain't even got to share a lot of your shit with us.
We're
only two people.
Yeah, we
get overshared, or sometimes we like, look, I'm not. I drove here. Like I gotta be very chill.
Yeah, we got a place to be.
We got it. Yeah. So yeah.
You already brought some shit. So you know what I mean.
And then March 30th, we're back down at Contra Theater, and we got my girl Sam B, Samantha Bentley headlining. Funny as shit.
Yeah, man.
Super fucking funny.
Samantha is a fucking powerhouse.
Super fucking funny.
Absolutely. Just watching her. I've never seen her do the same set, and I've honestly never seen her.
I don't even know
bomb.
if she got a set. I don't even know what she gonna do the 30th.
I
I think she just show up and she's like, all right, let me read this room. Okay, I want to talk about this, that.
And it's crazy because offset, man, she comes in, she's so cool. She's like kind of laid back, you know what I mean, or whatever. And then she gets on stage and just turns it the fuck on. Like, it's a beauty to watch her work, man. I mean, anytime that we can, she's hard to book because she's busy, man. So, like, you know, it's nice to see her up there at Contra Theater. And we got Union Brothers. Union Brothers, Brew coming in. I mean, again, these motherfuckers ain't open yet. So
we giving y'all 2 exclusives. We just gave y'all one, and we give you another exclusive. Yeah,
you can't even get this shit on the streets, bruh. So the only place that you can get it is March 30th at Contra Theater, and they're opening up in Zelienople here soon. But until then, come through. I mean, March 30th at ContraTheater.ticketleap.com, and if you're looking at arcade, that's arcadecomedytheater.com.
Yeah, and in light of, you know, that exclusive having what you need, that'll transition to our guests, because they got the exclusive look. They putting these packages together. You can't just get all this stuff anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's exactly what you need.
Yeah.
If you fancy yourself to be a connoisseur, if you want to, you know, be a little bougie about it, they can do it. Or if you just want to have the shit that don't nobody else got. That's what we like to do at our shows. You know, we got the Union Brothers coming down. We got the shit that ain't nobody else got, with the comedians that, you know what I mean, everybody loves. But we have Dennis and Sammy here in the building, from owners of First Sip Brew Box. Say what up to the people.
What's going on, Bugaboos?
Hey there.
That was quite a great opening, Sammy.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how y'all married. Like, that's like, 2 vastly different introductions.
This is true. You know, I give it my all whenever I go out. So, you know, she likes when I tucker myself out. You know, I go back home, I just go to sleep.
I figured out y'all marriage already. You do shit, and then she revisits the shit you've done at the end of the night. All right, that was cool, but the other thing, no, don't do that anymore.
This is true.
Next run out.
Let's eliminate that from the repertoire.
Love you, Gusto, but
love you much. Come here, give me kisses. Love you, but don't do that shit no more.
It's like a kiss and a smack all at once. She gets
that
that
forehead
one
kiss to
two.
let you know that you fucked up. It's called the sandwich method. Like, it's where you give them some shit up top,
You know,
criticism in the middle.
Sounds
and then
right.
at the end, you're like, yeah, but don't do that shit.
Her nickname is Sammy Sandwiches, so that makes sense.
So
Sammy
you
Sandwiches.
the one that, there's a lot of management meetings where they talk about your method, Sammy Sandwiches.
I'm the boss.
Created that shit.
She is a boss. There's certain things I can get away with. There's certain things I
You
can't.
don't get away with a damn thing.
That
This is
is
what
true.
she allows to
That's
happen.
true.
There's a measure calculated, like, if I let him do this, then he'll be more willing to do that. I understand y'all women.
your free will is an illusion. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
you
accurate.
think you're making decisions. But
I think that can go with all of us.
you're like,
though.
you're on the leash.
Oh, no, it ain't just you.
Yeah.
When we say you, we talk about our lives.
Yeah.
What we're doing, we're funneling our frustrations through you, so that our ladies don't get upset, because they listen to this podcast.
They really
Damn.
be listening.
They really be listening
Really
to this
be
shit.
listening.
Like, wifey has called me out on some shit. So have you had this happen where you've had an argument and they bring up a podcast line that you don't remember that you said?
I've heard, because she like listens and writes all the, you know what I mean, the summaries and whatnot, and there'd be like, you know, some episodes that you just be a little different after. I'd be like, and the thing is, because like I don't even always be remembering the shit because I be drinking,
true.
so
You
gotta
I
hear
don't
the-
even
that's
know
accurate.
why you
gotta
mad.
hear
That's
what
the
the-
weirdest fucking thing.
Gotta hear with the Jay-Z. It's only entertainment.
I don't even know.
Damn.
That's the alarm. Our alarm, our morning alarm is just Jay-Z come through. It's only entertainment. Just to remind wifey, like, don't be mad at me.
I just immediately go on the fucking Nordstrom rack and start looking for shoes. That's just like,
I don't buy shoes. I'm not good. I see. I could get sneakers if it was a nice sneaker, but like shoes,
yeah.
I can't even.
I'm a weird dude, so
You guys are steps up above me. I mean, I wear these work boots around everywhere I go.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't buy those for her. So we're talking
Exactly,
about specifically buying shoes for your lady.
Yeah,
No,
he
I
buys
don't.
his fiance shoes.
Well, you know my taste.
I did not mean to.
Well, what
no,
I did, I tried to buffer it, but she's on top of it. I tried to buffer
But
it.
I was tying it all in together. Look how I dress myself. She
Yeah.
don't want me getting her anything.
You're right. You don't want that.
I empower her to take the credit card out and get stuff.
She got the sneakers to
Yeah.
match the. She got the sneakers to match the fade on the jeans. I see what she doing.
Yeah.
She and I would get along on
She's
a shopping
stylish.
trip.
She is.
You and Dave would just grab the shit. He's like, all right, it
said
functions and
Nordstrom
it's
Rack.
cheap. And then you walk out.
He said, we're hitting these outlets.
Man, I went to Nordstrom Rack and I tried to walk through. It's not a place for dudes getting casual gear. Like you got to go get a suit from there. Like if you're trying to find a casual shirt.
I've never been in the actual like store. I've only been online, and I've only gotten the shoes because shoes are easy. You know what I mean? Like it's a shoe, so you just get that fit. But you talking about like the way
I
the shit
disagree.
fits and all
Right.
that. Whatever.
I disagree with
Really?
shoes being easy. Shoes are not easy, bro. That's the first impression.
No, but like
That's
no,
the
no,
first.
No.
That's the
But
first thing.
Oh, damn.
If you know your size as a man, really, and you know the brand. Now you got to know your brands because certain brands like run different ways.
Oh,
Like Tim's
is
run
this-
big.
okay.
Yeah, I mean Adidas is run a little tight or whatever. So if you know your brands and you know whatever, then you can confidently shop for shoes and shit like
All right,
that.
last
I mean,
thing I'm gonna say, and then we're gonna do what we came to do, which
Yeah.
was interview them. No, that's negative. So you gotta know what shoe you wearing with what. What's your jean game looking like? Do you got chinos at the crib? What's your suit? What type of suit? What's the feel you going for with the suit? It's a lot of shit that go into shoes.
I understand
when
that.
you really thinking about
when
shoes.
you buying the shoe,
when
you thinking about
but
that
when
shit.
but then it's not easy, fam, to find that right shoe. Do you need to just straight solid brown? Do you need the brown that's light and then get dark at the tip? Like it's real out here,
Bruh,
man.
nah,
It's
man.
ugly. So First Sip Brew Box, you guys do that for craft accessories for people.
That's
right?
accurate.
Tell people about what First Sip Brew Box is.
Absolutely. It's a company my wife and I started about I'm trying to make it up, like trying to get better. I was
Smooth
like,
ass transition.
It's okay. And took all the heat and brought it right over here between me and him.
Yeah, you good now.
See that transfer?
Just-
of
You
energy?
good. We want y'all to be on the best of terms.
I was like, oh, I was like, her hands feel cold right now. Like,
But tell us about First Sip, man.
yeah, it's a company we started about 3 years ago now. We feature different breweries, small breweries from all over the U.S. every month. We get cool swag and merchandise from those breweries: T-shirts, pint glasses, stickers, coasters, that kind of stuff.
Some of those breweries being Allegheny City.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
were
I
one of
mean?
our first breweries.
Who you collab with at Fresh
Yep.
Fest last year. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Shout out to the gang.
Yeah, Al, Amy, and Matt, the great people over there. They took a chance on us when we first started. They were one of the first breweries we worked with, and we actually had our wedding reception there. Still sliding in the DMs over
Y'all
here.
deep in the craft game.
It was crazy because like whenever we were like talking about pairings or whatever,
Yeah.
it was like, oh hey, you know, we're like, hey, you guys want to be a part of it? And we were talking
Yep.
to like Allegheny, they were like, yeah, we want to be a part. And they were like, well, so just so you know, we already know each other, so we probably just gonna do this over here. It was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
Like,
Go ahead.
we were already
Go
good
ahead.
friends.
Go ahead.
Dude, it just worked out very, very nicely there. But we take it one step further. So we collaborate the breweries with small businesses over the U.S. that make unique things out of beer, like beer pretzels, pint glasses, soaps, jellies, hot sauces out of beer. It could be anything. We put these little projects together and we put it in our subscription or our brew box and we ship it out all over the U.S. We also we have customers in Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, and Brazil
Are you
now.
internationally known?
Yeah,
You
we're
know
getting
what I mean?
getting in there like swimwear, man. Just trying to get out there.
I am now going to do a count for random hip hop phrases. So he's at 2. He's got Bugaboo and in there like swimwear.
Obviously, I'm
Every
real
time
like
you say
mid to
one,
late
I'm a
90s, early 2000s. After that, I fell off the map.
Hey there, young people.
I'm getting to that point where you get excited. I could throw one in. I could throw one from my day in there. Let me just,
Like, we can have some flashbacks.
it's like when you got it. It's like you play a spades and you got the queen of clubs. You're like, let me just slide that out. See if it flies.
He's about out there.
Slide that out.
He
See
said-
if that shit fly real quick.
They're not going to remember I just reneged. They ain't going to remember that.
I'm gonna call somebody a Mark ass Buster before the end of this fucking.
Oh, shit. Is them still
Damn,
fighting words?
he said,
Mark ass Buster.
Mark ass Buster would have got you slapped. Open hand in 93. Mark ass Buster?
Mark ass
Damn.
Buster, bruh, that was hands. It didn't even.
Hey, man.
Mom jokes and Mark ass Buster was just there was a line you didn't motherfucking cross.
That's true.
Ass
That's-
Buster. That's when Buster still had
He
ER
said-
on the end.
You were not friends after that.
Buster.
That's $5, Buster. Nigga said Mark ass Buster.
Just keeping it real.
So hold on, I just shout out the Trogs, man. They keep sending these motherfucking care packages
keep
like we
showing
like
us
kids
love.
in college and shit. And we love it. We love the education. we
College
getting out of
students
this motherfucker.
super jealous. I wish a motherfucker was just sending me beer in college. I was paying adult males to go into there to buy my alcohol. Hey,
I
fam.
was waiting to see how that ended. He's like, I was
Yep.
paying adult males.
I was like, ooh. I feel like there's a
cool.
fork in the
Buy my
road. This
alcohol,
could,
like,
It's cool. It's cool.
this could go either way.
It's okay if you pay to do other things too. It's all right.
no,
It was
it's
college.
not
We
okay.
believe in all that.
Not
Phil,
okay to
man.
pay.
I mean, it's all good. You can pay an adult male to do whatever it is, as long as you're not taking care of it. I mean, if you were here for the last episode, we got to make sure that we're paying equal. I mean, we got to pay like a good rate for our employees or whatever. For motherfuckers, whatever you paying that man for, it's only paying about $15 plus
True.
the cost to get there and back. You good?
I mean, 350's 350. You know.
You can't even get back into that.
You got that first cut IPA from Trogs.
Yeah, this first cut. Oh wait, it's with mangoes. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's got the cycle spring. Oh, what?
You want some of this?
Oh,
first
yeah,
cut?
yeah. I'm trying to
for me.
like down this Scottish ale, trying to make
Easy
room.
This
Orange.
Scott is so there's so much fucking beer on this table. It's
I mean, here,
Yeah.
get you. Shit, they gave me
Yeah.
2 cans.
We don't
yeah,
play.
a couple of these ham. No,
We rolled in with mad crowlers. We didn't know what to expect.
Well, expect that we gonna drink all your shit.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
like you invited the uncle over that don't got a job. That's you ever had a family event and the uncle come overdressed? He ain't got no he comes super overdressed. And he eat and drink
That is
everything.
accurate.
This motherfucker eat and drink everything. When he got his Stacey Adams on, he
Oh,
ready to
man.
go.
He got
we
him down
making
at,
hot dogs tonight. Yo, I'll be over.
got him. He went to David Shoes in East Liberty.
He come to the nines like he about to go somewhere after. Like he about to,
You know he ain't got no plans.
no, he asked for a ride to your house. Can you pick me up? Like I gotta leave my house to bring you to my house.
And he's taking all the leftovers. Like
taking them
I
all.
was planning on those leftovers for the next 2.5 days.
And he took your Applebee's container that you used for lunch to pack the
damn.
leftovers.
You ain't never seen that shit again.
Never.
You have to order Chinese food just to get some new containers.
Oh, they should have. Now they just got the circular dip. I'm like, ooh, I like that one.
Oh, the circle dip, the little bowls and whatever. Yeah,
I like that shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I still feel like the motherfuckers that really be doing it well do the square dips, the little rectangle, man. I think, like, I mean, them circle ones, I think they moved to that. But, like, if you still get a square dip, I feel like, I don't know.
But every lunch don't have all the food groups. You know, you wake up, sometimes you just got to grab whatever you can grab. Sometimes you have chili and ham sandwiches. You just,
That's
whatever you
okay.
need for lunch.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nah, chili and ham sandwich.
I mean, the only thing you're going to get a bellyache, like for sure.
Well, you be all right.
Because
It'll
that's
get you out of
chemistry.
work.
Nah, listen, man,
Get
motherfuckers don't eat half the time, man. I
That's
mean,
true.
so like my belly is built off poverty. So I don't really understand digestive issues.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I gotta fart more. That's about it. But I'm gonna eat.
That is true.
Like,
I just realized as I got older, like I got to be a little cautious about
Yeah.
the concoctions I've been coming up with.
that is a privilege, man. That's a
Yeah.
first world problem like a motherfucker, man.
You're right.
I got an office, dog. I fart all the time. Yeah, I fart all the time. Man.
Yeah,
I be in that motherfucker letting loose. I don't even change my posture.
No shame in your game.
Well, so
I ain't
that's
do
a
that.
small flex. That means you got a comfortable chair.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You got a chair with enough cushion that you ain't got it. Like if you got a hard chair, you got to sit
You
to
gotta
the side.
lean. Yep.
You gotta lean
Well,
because
yeah,
it ain't going.
'cause
Because
she-
then that'll just backfire back up.
Or what it do is it hits
She
you and then
catches
it run
me
down
all the
back of your
time
leg.
doing that.
You ever fart and it run down the back of your leg? My calves got warm.
Hey man, that's a
That's go straight up your back. You be like, whoop, you feel that?
Oh, it get caught up in the shirt. And my shirts, I'm wearing a tie, so it's go all the way up to my
the
neck.
shirt just bubbles up. And again, that's from that chili and ham sandwiches. That's what that does. That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry, Chef. She's sitting here like, so this is what the guys do. This is
I'm
what y'all
sorry.
talk about
This
with
is
the
episode
craft?
2 of 2.
She about to get you out the craft game. Like, if this is the type of conversation that's gonna come from this, you need to aspire to have an office so you can fart in your chair.
But she already knows,
I'm
though.
telling you, I don't
She
change
already
my
knows.
posture. You can put a camera on me for 8 straight hours. You won't even know I'm farting. I'm tight and fart at the same time. I'm gonna
I
fuck.
had this little gig where like it was an open office like area or whatever, right? And like we had these chairs, but like they was like you ever fart and like I'm usually proud of my farts. I can smell my fart, but you ever have one of them that like it's like the putrid. You be like, oh shit, there's something wrong with me. Like like one of them type shit, right? And it's cool when you better, but then like so I try to bury it in whatever that I'm sitting on or whatever. But they had these. It was one of those chairs that had like the net.
Oh,
So like I'm over there like so it was one of them it was just and like the dude sitting next it was crazy because I'm just letting them go as if they're being buried into some kind of like whatever and it's just cropping like the whole and like it's just distributing it
it was
so
just-
It was bombs
and
over
I could
Baghdad.
see
You
the
get a
visual
fart. You get a fart.
I could see a
Everybody got
visual like uncomfortable where it was like ugh, and like and it was and he was a trooper and then eventually he just had to like tap out and just get up and just walk away and I was like ooh, like that'll change your relationship at work. I had to quit that job but
My favorite part
week.
about that is he never stopped.
Oh, no, there's no need to stop.
He realized like, oh, this is bad.
Well, now
I'm not
you
a
gotta-
quitter.
you gotta-
I ain't a quitter.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna keep
up
going.
with it. You gotta see it through because any chink in your armor.
That's true. That's true.
Any
I'm
giveaway.
gonna keep doing this and hope that you think it's you.
Your man's, he let one loose too. Because he knew there was something in the
like, all right,
atmosphere. It's in the
let's just get it all
atmosphere.
out.
Let me just, like, shit, let me
While
throw
we're
my
on
hat
that
in there.
topic, before we segue, have you ever like felt one? You're like, man, this is about to be great. Then you let it go and you don't smell nothing, and then you're disappointed. That happens to me.
I feel good. What happened in that situation for me, honestly, is it would embolden me to just go ahead
Yeah.
and just let her go.
No, I did.
Yeah, if there's one, there's another, right?
That's true.
So if that first one comes out and it's clean, like, well then let me just clear house, like until I get something that says, all right, bruh.
Every time that happened to me, I was right next to her. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get her. About to get her good.
That's that what marriage is.
And then I was just disappointed. I was like,
That's what marriage is. Just plotting
man.
on her nostrils.
I'm sure she thinks like,
It's not a tea bag, what is it, an A bag? Like I don't
well, she probably always thinking like, I could push it on the steps and tell me tripped. I know I can.
That's violent. And what you trying to do is
Nah, that's
makes you
just love.
uncomfortable.
That's love.
do you be setting him up? Do you be like waiting? Do you be like in the cut? Like you just like ninja drop on him like
You need to, bro. She got plans because she just smiled.
She does.
She didn't even
like
She didn't even say anything.
She probably already got me and I don't know it.
I'm actually wondering if you're all doing it now
oh shit.
It's true.
because you're all
That
sitting here.
That would have been a
Looking
good
around.
time to let one. It's too cold.
yeah.
It is cold. I was
cold.
like, we're in the depths of Middle Earth and I'm freezing. Like,
Yeah, we too tight to be like loose.
It's some tact to it. Like it ain't, you ain't just all willy nilly.
There's
That's
a
true.
lady in the room.
Yeah, come
You
on.
know.
We not
That
gonna,
don't stop some people.
we not gonna disrespect. Well, no, because
damn, she
we're a
looked at me
fan.
hard.
We're a fan of what you do. He's in the room with us. We're not gonna
Go
disrespect.
to work with y'all. In
Yeah,
the future.
yeah. We're not gonna disrespect.
I didn't respect my coworker. I ain't give a fuck about how he felt. We was
Yo.
getting the same check.
He was an extension of the job.
Yo,
He
at
was an
one point,
extension of
he
the
was
job.
planning on.
This is how you got back at the corporation. Like I'm about to
That's
fuck
true.
up. Or I'm about to one by one take out your work. Everybody
Yo.
going home.
Y'all know about that poop salary? That's a real thing. There's like an app out there you can download, and while you're at work, you put in how much you make an hour, and then you put in how long you pooped, and then at the end of the year, you can clock how much you made pooping. That's a thing.
Why would I guess
that's at 50 Cent Ja Rule level petty.
I don't need to know. I just know that if somebody else is paying me, like, I mean, if I'm in that corporate, setting or whatever, like, typically my routine, I have a routine, and one of those routines is my bowels, and I'm gonna make sure I'm getting a good, like,
that's
maybe
true,
like 20 to 30 just shitting
minimum,
like, on a daily. If I'm in there for 8 hours,
we could agree with that.
20 to 30 is shitting.
Transition time. So, are there any items that you have that help with the digestion or after effects?
Yeah, so we actually have hangover
like in
kits.
the brew box.
Yeah, we send out.
You get the beer shits.
If
you slide
some
me
probiotics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Drink like, some sour beers. That will help out with that.
Oh, sour beers.
Probiotics in there. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Absolutely.
So you want to be regular and some sour beers.
Yeah, dip into that. But we do have hangover kits that we send out in every single brew box. They have antacids, aspirin, mint lip balm. Like you were saying, you don't do anything that cause your hands to get ashy. You don't want your lips to get ashy either.
That's a big thing.
No, we got mint lip balm in there.
Don't just glance over that like I'm on some bullshit. Yeah, it's
no. I was just tying it together.
It's hard to carry hand. It's hard to carry hand lotion as a grown man.
That is true.
If you ain't with your lady,
you can't just pull it out, and they're like, "What are you doing?
Where do I keep it? It don't fit in the wallet. You can't just have a tube of hand lotion in your pocket bulging like. So
and then if you're taking 30-minute poops, people getting the wrong idea.
Yeah, well, now you got to get
you
the
can
sanitizer.
get whatever idea you want, motherfucker. I was in that bitch. Let your mind wander.
I know what
that's why they got doors on that.
It is one of those things where
nigga, you should get like me.
It was 30 minutes of Candy Crush.
It's the unspoken.
No, man, what the fuck? As long as my legs ain't numb, I'm good. Like it was a good.
It's the
day.
unspoken at the office. You know when your coworkers disappeared. You're like, where the fuck they go?
He's been gone now. Typically it's 25 minutes. It's been 45 minutes.
Yo, Dave, relax. You like,
where'd you invest that extra 20 minutes at?
So now with the kits, I mean, you say you put the anti-hangover in every kit. How do you put those together? And with like how do you construct each kit?
That actually ties a lot back into to Sammy. She does a lot of research and development with a lot of small companies on what to feature in the brew boxes. And it's so great after being in business for about 3 years now, just heart and hustle the whole time. Small companies across the country are starting to reach out to us. Hey, we see the great things you guys are doing. How do we get in on being in that brew box? And we put it together. We kind of theme it with the brewery that we're featuring for that month as well. And we also work with a small bakery out of Point Breeze. She makes delicious treats out of the beer from the brewery that we're featuring every month. Since we don't send out the beer, we're at least going to get things made out of the beer and take it one step further.
Yeah, because he's fucking IPA pretzels.
Oh, yeah.
Banging.
Yeah, so it's from Andy from Boardwalk Foods out in Sarasota, Florida. He, it's just crazy working with these other entrepreneurs and business owners for years. Like we see the transition, how we've helped their company. So that guy, we were sending out his pretzel mixes. He used to have pretzel mixes like beer bread where you have to add beer to it, you bake it in the oven, but people are lazy. They don't want to go the extra step. Our customers were telling us, hey, Dennis, is there any way like he can do something to where we're not making stuff? Yeah. We let him know. He came out with a whole new product line. And then one of our customers, he runs distribution for like 250 breweries on the West Coast. He said, Dennis, if you can get me sample sizes of this, I can get it in all these breweries. And he reached out to Andy. It was like, hey, Andy, I got my first at Brew Box. I love these pretzels. They're the first pretzels I ever had that actually taste like beer. Can you make smaller sizes? I'll get them in 250 different breweries. Andy reached out to us and just thanked us for what we, being able to send it out there. And that's what we do. That's what we stand for. We only work with small businesses.
And he just launched those last month.
Yep, he just launched those last month. We're going to be getting an order of the small guys that will fit better in the brew boxes.
These fucking like beer, like these IPA pretzels are ridiculous. I don't even know how to describe.
I actually like the stout a little more.
Yeah.
I do love them stout shit.
I'm an IPA. I'm a little bit. I'm gonna get back into them stout dips. You know what I mean? How did y'all start this thing? Like, how did you how did y'all get into the industry and be like, oh, well, let's put some shit together in a box.
Yep, absolutely. So when we first started, we were actually on a road trip down to the Smoky Mountains, North Carolina, and we visited one of our first craft breweries, Nanatella Brewing. Had some really good brews there. And on the way back, we were like, we really like what this represents. So, there was families in there. Everyone was having a good time. Let's start our own brewery. So we did some research and, the market, this was 3 years ago. And even then the market was getting saturated. You need $500,000 to $1 million to get started. We're like, all right, so what else can we do? I managed a Best Buy for multiple years. So I'm really good at helping people figure out, their profiles, what they like, what they enjoy. And so I was like, let's send beer out in the mail. At that point, it was just now being legal in PA to do that, but no one wanted to help us. Like if you didn't have mad money, they didn't care what you had to say. So we contacted the Pennsylvania LCB. They were like, well, Dennis, we don't know. You're the first one that reached out to us about this. The only thing I could recommend is, how about you guys buy a restaurant or a beer distributor and get a liquor license attached to that, and then you can start shipping. I'm like, okay, great. Another 500,000 to $1 million.
Have you tried to buy a fucking liquor license?
Yeah. That, and then they want us to get a whole property just to do that.
Restaurant.
So
why don't you just buy a restaurant?
Yeah, he said it like we got restaurant
Stop
money.
being poor.
Like, I'm trying to, I'm contemplating where I'm, sleeping next at that point, So we went ahead and we could use that as an excuse never to get started, not to follow our dreams. So we tweaked our model one more time, and it got us to where we are today. We're embracing a saturated market and working with small breweries, helping them get the word out, empowering small businesses. Because 66% of jobs in the United States come from small businesses. So we're helping grow small economies all around the country by featuring them in our brew boxes. And we don't have to worry about how old you are to buy it. We're not shipping beer. You can get something for your dad. You can get something for your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, So that's kind of how we got started. And
so I can feed my kids some of these stout pretzels.
Yeah, all the alcohol's cooked off and everything that we send out.
I ain't gonna give my kids no stout pretzels because they already be trying to take my beer bottles off the table. They fuck around, taste something that's similar. They be like, okay, I fucks with that. Yeah. Need the dark bottle. I don't want no soda daddy.
The source.
And I'm sure you guys have seen the same stuff with how much you've been growing over the years. Like we're finally to the point, getting our first business loan and everything from the URA, trying to grow jobs. We're finally at the point where we're looking at hiring people. We just wanted a grant from Ascender, which is a nonprofit down on Penn Avenue, down in Market Square or Bakery Square. And finally got our own office space and everything down there, which is exciting. So that's the big thing. Growing up, I didn't have much at all. We just had, loving parents. That was pretty much it. We could only count on one meal a day. Like we were counting on, breakfast at school, lunch at school, that kind of stuff. So me and my buddy Manny, good old Manny, we actually made a map of our neighborhood of like all the fruit trees and gardens, in our area. And we went around every single day, like other people that didn't have a lot. We gathered like fruits and vegetables for everyone and we made foods out of them, that kind of stuff. Oh, so the main driving factor behind our company is so we can, pay high paying jobs to people whenever we hire, so they don't have to make fruit tree maps and stuff to get the make ends meet and to get their families.
That's noble as hell at a young age.
Yeah,
because we just knew where the crabapple trees were, so we could throw them at each other.
Yeah,
we just threw them at
the fuck up. You
get
lit up.
You just throwing them at people. That's that's terrible.
Where'd you guys grow up?
I grew up in Cleveland.
I grew up in Braddock. So,
Braddock, I grew out in good old New Ken.
New Ken, man. Fuck
New
this
Ken.
was the fuck. Oh man.
Oh, you remember Jets? Bruh. Oh man, you get real dirty in Jets.
My boy used to have a car that was we called it Spot because it was like a used ass, like I don't know, some kind of Pontiac bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
The fuck. And it looked ugly as shit. So we would park at the fucking like gas station.
Oh, and walk the
and
Jets.
Then walk down there.
That's how you had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like after the let out walk back. That was the first. Like,
Yep.
I think like you could have parked right in the parking lot in New Ken. Wasn't nobody flexing in New Ken.
No, this was no. They were because like Jets was where it was the only under 18 club around. So like, everybody from like
it was the spot.
Like 5 counties was coming down there. Like that was like the one spot where everybody was flexing.
Under 18,
and that was before social media.
There was kids that had like real cars. There was kids that were like really were driving like BMW because they had
cool, but you wasn't never gonna be on that level. But you had a car.
Yeah.
I mean,
Me and my man,
but
I
it
see what
was-
you're saying.
my
That is
man's-
a step
my
up.
man's
Like
white
that is
boy
legit.
Chris, his mom used to take us to the club in a Dodge Neon, 5 deep, not including the driver.
Oh, and that neon.
In the Dodge Neon,
That shit was
it was
packed.
peach. It was a peach colored Dodge Neon.
Yep.
They upgraded to all black joint.
Damn.
His mom was in the driver's seat. He was in the front seat, and then it was just 4 dudes in the back figuring it out in the Neon.
And you got dropped off right in front
in front of the club.
You got brass balls, man.
I didn't give a
You
fuck.
got them. Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
This car ain't got nothing to do with my 2-steps.
That's true. That's true.
This 2-step and this twerk I'm finna get about to be worth it. Cash money gonna be taking over for the 992,000 in about 37 minutes, and we gonna have a good fucking time. Ain't nobody gonna remember.
That's crazy because that fucking song came out and the motherfucker died, and I was in that bitch like getting fucking jet like
Getting it hard. Oh man.
What's the matter? DMX had the fucking stop drop remix come out.
Yeah, he just straight
This
yelling.
thing right here,
Yeah, no, that's crazy. So I mean, so what are the roles you guys have come together to make this like company or whatever? Like, how do you guys like work together, and how do you work together and like love together? Because that's hard to like go into business with somebody that you're also like sleeping with. Like that's
true.
I try not to do that. I'm in a situation now, and it's difficult. I mean,
Right.
It's not always the easiest.
It's tough.
I think with us from day one, she supported us. So initially, I'm the type of person, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to own my own business. Initially, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was learning programming. I was developing applications. I was researching how to start a food truck. Like I was going 1,000,000 miles an hour, in 5 different wheelhouses. And after that trip to North Carolina, she was like, this is it. This is what we want to do. You need to focus on this. So she really focused all my energy into doing that. And I guess since day one, just with her love and support, that's how we've been able to do it. Because there's times where I focus so much on the business and she calls me out on it.
Is that how you saw it? You were like, you came in from North Carolina. You were like,
Yeah.
man, I just want to love and support this guy, or were you like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? You need to.
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think like I'm tired of your shit.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in it, you're in it. You go all in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's just what we did. And I think relationship wise, that's helped us a lot too.
Right. Because we're growing, and
Yeah.
it honestly made us even closer. Because we saw, like at this point, so I left my job like 7 months ago, and we've never became so
Like 9
close to
months
being.
ago.
She also knows my concept of time and directions are absolutely terrible. So
Yeah, you ain't getting no leeway on this.
Nah,
Ain't
she
no
ain't.
slack given.
No,
She's here.
but to be fair, that's how it normally is.
I still work full time, so I
Oh,
know all of this.
Yeah, she knows.
You're more of like the I guess like directive nuts and bolts kind of like realistic type.
Yes.
And this is the dreamer, visionary, and like you're like, all right, well, I like what you're doing over here and what you're saying, but this is what the practical
But
thing is.
Duquesne
between
Light
the two.
wrote us
Yeah.
a note.
I have to wheel them in all the time.
Yeah.
Because I
Duquesne
come up
Light
with these
sent
new
a letter and
ideas,
was
and
like,
she's like,
hey.
step back.
Yeah.
We need to focus on this. We need to grow customers before you go off doing that. I'm like, you're right.
Well, you need that though. You need the 2 roles.
Yeah.
You can't have someone who's too practical. It can't just
Right.
be overly practical. And you got to have somebody to rein someone
Right.
in who's like too much of a dreamer. But now, when you decided, all right, we're gonna put these packages together to assist individuals who are drinking craft or fans of craft beer, what were some of your inspirations and such? Because I see like a lot of time, like there are different things. Like there's the Sprezza box,
Right.
there's the Stitch Fix. So a lot of this sort of stuff is like with apparel. I don't know if I've seen it with merchandise.
Right. And that's actually a good point. So we're the only ones doing exactly what we're doing in the country right now. Everyone else is either figuring out how to send beer out in the mail, which is incredibly expensive. You have to have a whole legal team because it's from state to state. It's insane.
Yeah.
Unless you're just winging it, which I wouldn't recommend that either.
Like because how are they doing these those beer shares and what's the one?
Oh.
I am
Like Tavor is one of
or
them.
whatever. Yeah, like how the fuck are they doing that?
They're big.
'Cause
They're a bigger
seems-
company. They have tons of revenue, to pay lawyers to figure it out. But what I've learned is it's
So
not.
You can just buy the law, basically.
Yeah.
You should be
Well,
like-
You just figuring this out?
I mean, damn, they like blatant about it. Like that's some wild shit. Tabor is like Greek for dick on your face. Like they just like they pulling it out and just like, listen, bro, we got that. Like,
not
I mean,
a tea
send
bag,
your
but an
lawyers,
A
send
bag.
your- you know what I mean? That's not a tea bag or an A bag. That's a D bag.
And what I also learned through my research was a lot of times it's not illegal for that company to ship it. It's illegal for you as a resident to receive it.
Oh,
so
that's
your
fucked
ass,
up.
your
That's
ass will
fucked-
get in
that's
trouble.
fucked up.
Not them.
I'm
I'm not saying they're blatantly
just
doing things
slide
wrong.
So do they
your
put
side
in like in like
tape.
an all black like package? Is it like the old pornos
Dude,
back in the
they
day?
do
How like it would be in an all black like, you know what I mean, like very hush hush, like no return address. Like, listen, you on your
Sealed
own,
up.
man. Like,
I got it there. You paid
Your
me to
wife
get it
opens
here.
that. She ain't
You
finding
figure
us.
out how to accept it. I got it there.
I hope you got a
it's
tree
the
house.
one way.
Like the mailman's delivering it to like clubhouses in a tree and shit.
have a
Like the
P.O.
wife
box.
ain't finding.
But see, you signed up for that P.O. box. So
That's
they know
true.
they deliver to a P.O. box. You got to have it sent to your grandmother's spot.
Damn.
Damn,
that's risky.
Imagine like ATF running up in on your grandma. Like,
Annabelle's pissed. She's like, I knew my
She
grandson.
be all right. Annabelle be cool.
Like,
Like, oh my G, she be all right. She get probation.
fucking send a date to board.
Get a little,
like,
fine. She get a little fine. She ain't got to pay it because she in her last 7 years of life. You know
Oh
what
my
I mean?
yeah.
goodness.
She on her last 7 years. God damn.
I mean, what does LMA care about you sending some shit to collections? What's she applying for?
It is like,
I thought about credit as an old head. Like, man, the fuck out of
that's how.
planning for the future.
I live in a high rise. Like, worst this could do is Comcast gonna be like, we can't give you cable. It's all right, motherfuckers still cable.
cool.
Anyway.
Motherfuckers got the game fucked up. They keep putting bills in their fucking kids' name. They need to put it in their grandparents' name.
They need to put it in that one
Grandparents don't
relative
care,
who on
man.
their way out.
Have them sign that rent center stuff for
Hell
you.
yeah.
Like,
She, they on their way out. They on their way out. Have it delivered to your great aunt's address. You show up with a Penske truck and take that shit to your crib. They'll never find it.
That's true.
They come to repo that couch.
Gam ain't snitching. She ain't snitching.
That'd be fucked up. They have a heart attack whenever they find out all the shit going down. You'd be like, well, I love it when
I
the
knew
plan
he
come
was up to
together.
no good.
Rent Center be mad like we down one. They be saying it to all the other customers like we had a blue sectional, but Ed decided
Oh,
we used to have a sectional in blue, but not anymore. So we ain't get it back.
Yo, Rent a Center be taking people to jail and stuff now.
Rent-A-Center is a fucking shit ass fucking organization.
How are it,
man.
like, I
all
know
those
the
fucking sharks.
banking went through all that legislation and everything. Rent a Center needs to be drug into that with that predatory lending.
Oh yeah,
Like, you know, you're lending to someone that potentially can't pay you back, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean I had one of them. I had one of those cars way back. What's the one that, like, it would be like crazy over expensive, like, I mean, like payments or whatever, but
Yeah.
they give you a thing or whatever, and like it was.
Subprime.
Yeah, like with one of those cars, like, yeah, I mean, like they do give you the loan or whatever you're paying, or
Yep.
crazy on it or whatever, but you get it with no like down payment.
Buy here, pay here.
Yeah, the
type
buy here,
shit.
pay here.
Oh, yeah,
debts.
yeah.
Don't fuck with
I
that.
had one of those.
You paying $75,000 for an $8,000 car?
Yeah, like I said, it was like I was like young and dumb. And I didn't know. I was
Yep.
like, all right, well, I need it now, or whatever, and I got it or whatever, and like, you know, and it was like, well, we need our payments like every 2 weeks. It wasn't even monthly. It was
Yo.
like every 2 weeks. Like
They
on
be
the
installing,
spot, you know what
like,
I mean?
those
And then
ignition
as soon
things.
As I missed the payment. I came out like a couple days later, and the motherfucker was gone. I was
Yeah.
like, damn. Like, I mean, but I was already out a few grand because I had been making like solid payments on this motherfucker
Right.
for like nearly a year. You know what I mean? So it was just like you miss you know what I mean? Like 2-3
Yep.
days. Like, and now you ain't got no car and you ain't got the grands that's wild.
It turns people and a lot of folks in that situation, and that's what creates crime. Because now, let's say you were going to work every single day, you had a family, they took your only way of making it to work, you lose your job, now you got to do things you're not proud of to make money to support your family. I think we need to, the country needs to focus more on giving good paying jobs. I'm not running for office or anything, but good paying jobs to people to prevent that type of stuff, because that's insane. Like my first car, they actually installed an ignition It's like switching there. Yo, I missed a payment, went out, my car wouldn't start. I was so like, I didn't know
You
what
got
was
one
wrong.
Of them good buy
So
here, pay here. You got one of them bougie buy
they weren't. No, they weren't
I
playing.
here on Penn Avenue. They ain't got the money to put no ignition switch.
Which is even worse because I'm sitting in my car. I can't go to work.
Well, they ain't got to pay to come get that shit towed.
Yeah.
They just gonna leave it in the spot.
They
You
flip the
gonna
switch.
all them tickets. They gonna be on you. Like,
Yep.
I mean, no, any I would say anything subprime, anything where they make the argument that we're gonna take on additional risk. You're gonna be priced out of affordability
Right.
just because the reason that I'm risky is because I had a bunch of shit that I couldn't afford.
Yep.
So getting another thing that I can't afford doesn't make me any less risky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up. We don't want to talk finance. Although finances
Yeah.
are a large part of a small business. Now you
Right.
support small business. What sort of overhead do you have with this? Because I'm assuming you two are putting the boxes together.
Yeah, we do
individually
everything.
now. So when you bring on a staff, are you looking to have box assembly line or Jesus,
Yes.
Sammy's okay.
Because it's a lot of work. As you
know,
guys,
okay.
like,
I
a
need
lot
all
of
the boxes.
detail
Like to
goes
get your
in.
hands ashy either. So
Yeah.
y'all was making fun
It's
of
true.
me. But that's I mean, so what sort of jobs are you trying to see? You got the box assembly,
absolutely.
Online,
So
like
that-
marketing department or something.
Yep. So marketing, fulfillment, packaging, because that's that's the biggest thing for small business to overcome, from running your business to actually deciding where it's going. So you can spend the time being that visionary, the big picture stuff. But if you're spending all the time building the boxes, reaching out to everyone, doing all that, you can't fully grow your business and get it to where you need.
You can
know?
only grow a business with as much manpower as you have.
Absolutely.
On, I mean, on deck.
Absolutely.
Like, that's a thing that, like, even as artists, like, I mean, there's 24 hours in a day.
Right.
So if you're, what are you allotting those 24 hours to? And that's going to be pretty much your cap. Like,
Right.
you could be as in Jesus. Technology helps. You know what I mean? Like, if you
does help automate some stuff.
yeah, you can maybe automate some things. Like, I mean, if you are online, I mean, like with our businesses or whatever, like, I mean, there's different like apps and things that can kind of like streamline some
Right.
of the, posts and this, that, and the other, whatever. So like you can find a way to, and and honestly, I think that's just a large part of small businesses is how to maximize your time and streamline, like, like that. But again, as streamlined as you get it, you're still limited by that. So at some point you have to bring
Right.
somebody else on. And then the problem is, how do you bring somebody on and do it affordably and conscionably? Like, I mean, without, like bringing in basically an indentured servant that's just going to be like, well, I'm just glad to be here, guys. Like,
Or if you listened to the last episode, hiring a crackhead to cut your gas
I mean,
for
Oh,
$5.
damn.
well, yeah,
They exploits substance abusers.
not anymore. Now we have the $10. We have to.
We're gonna give you 2 fives.
We're gonna give you 2 fives these days.
2 fives.
All right?
2
Ed
fives.
Hans Bailey, man. He like Netflix. There's no chill over here.
Well,
He
you know what?
says it for what it is,
Netflix
man.
be trying to be, they be trying. Everything's overpriced now.
Yeah, they raising
I
their
think
prices,
Netflix
right?
is extremely affordable because I don't pay shit for it. So
Oh.
We don't either.
and I don't
Ooh,
think
that is true.
We're not trying to bring up nothing that. Listen, we got to get off the Netflix conversation. That's a point of contention with Sammy here.
Yeah, you saw her
move on.
face. I was like,
We're going to move on.
I was like,
I
damn.
wanted to see that too.
Nah, I
Shit.
Dave's over there popping popcorn
I'm an
right
ally,
now,
Dennis.
just
I'm an
enjoying.
ally. I'm
Yeah,
always
thank you.
looking to avoid. I'm always looking to avoid the dispute. The
I
public
appreciate
dispute
that.
is ugly because the public dispute sucks when you're in a relationship. Like, I'm cool with arguing with my spouse. Cool, we can argue all day. You could yell at me in the house. I don't give. I'm gonna act like you yelling at me hurts my feelings. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like, anytime we around other people, I'm gonna need you to keep it kosher. I'm gonna need you to keep
Right.
it cool.
Yeah.
All right, like this. I don't like the public dispute. I watch public disputes and I be like,
Oh, it gets
y'all-
dirty, man.
y'all
Because
nasty.
they know how to hurt you. Like, they know all
The
your
fact that you talking
vulnerabilities.
shit to me in front of people hurts me. Like, you just gonna belittle me in front of strangers? Like,
I just I don't even like, that's just the thing. If we're dating in the dating stage and you have signs of like public displays of anger, I'm just like, well, we gonna have to piece this out. This ain't, it don't even go any further. It's just
That's true.
because it got to be a unified front. It doesn't fucking matter. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, at the end of the day, we got to make sure that, because it's us against the world, really. So
true.
if the motherfucking world can see those cracks in it, it's curtains.
I'm
You know what I
telling
mean?
you,
Right.
Like,
we've
so
all watched House of Cards.
Ooh, so
Fucking-
good.
The
So good.
Underwoods held it in.
I'm in the middle
Yeah.
of binge watching that. I'm a little
Well,
late to the
I
show.
can't fuck with the early seasons because the boy is out of pocket, Kevin Spacey. But
Yeah, you're getting a little silly.
yeah, he's
he's
in his real life,
He's a predator.
He's
Oh.
a fuck nigga.
Oh,
Like,
I
yeah,
guess
he's,
I-
yeah,
I'm so
that's
far
why they got
behind,
him
like,
off
on
of
that
that.
stuff.
Yeah, that's why they
Yeah.
got him off.
Did
of
he
that.
did some weird ass video or some
Yeah,
shit? Like
he
it
a fuck
was.
nigga. He a
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
nigga.
he
Yeah,
canceled.
Damn,
He's
it all
canceled
makes
like a
sense
motherfucker. He's
because
in-
he was actually
he's
acting
like-
like that
he's
on
like-
camera.
Yeah,
And
they
I knew
caught
he
him-
was acting too good.
Yeah,
They
he's
surprised us with the one scene.
I
where
just
was
thought
like,
he was
whoa,
like a super good actor, and then I was
No.
like, that's some real life
No,
tendency.
no, he was
Nah.
hard in that scene.
Like,
he was
damn.
hard.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a-
fuck that nigga.
He's
Damn, I'm gonna be watching that a whole different light. Like, 'cause I don't want to
listen,
skip
man.
seasons, like, and get all lost.
I don't try to impose my feelings on anyone else. I watched it. I wasn't aware.
Right.
Of this came out afterward. Just my whole point to that was just the way they had all that shit. The Underwoods, the fictional characters,
Right.
had all that shit, but they would put on a good front. I need you to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
you're
we
right,
I'm
don't-
gonna
you're
put it
right, you're
on.
right, you're right.
I don't be talking to my friends down and wifey. Like if I'm mad at her, I still don't down. I'm like, yeah, she cool, right? Like if I give you a yeah, she cool, like then you know I'm mad at her.
Yeah.
Don't ask me no more questions.
No
about her.
specifics.
Like, if I just like, she cool. How's Camille? She alright. Don't ask me no. Well, she's still looking at me. She
Yeah.
alright. Then
Yeah.
like, don't fucking ask me no more questions. She's all right.
He's like, so moving on. So first at Brew Box.
So yeah, no, that is dope, man.
Yeah.
But I do think like working together and seeing success. I think
Right.
seeing success is helpful. Like that will bolster a relationship. Seeing success, seeing that hey, this coupling, this merger, this you know what I mean, whatever is it has something to it. Now,
Right.
I don't know. I've never had a business venture with a woman. Like I can't imagine like how it is to have a failing business venture
Right.
with someone and they are now an extension of your frustration. Like I'm frustrated professionally. I go to the person who should, comfort me, but she frustrated too. We just and she mad at me because I shipped that shit out late. There was a late fee.
Like you beat it, like ooh shit.
Yeah.
Like so, we got to critique the company.
Right.
We're the company.
Right. And just to hit on that, I mean, it is tough sometimes, separating business with our relationship. Because as a business professional, I've done a lot of stuff. I have a very diverse, career and management and everything. And I need to catch myself because she's my, my partner, my wife, not an employee. So sometimes whenever I'm communicating, I was like, no, this doesn't make sense. Whenever we're doing this, and then I see it look in her eye, I'm like, oh, baby, I'm sorry.
But that's one of our biggest things though too, because we don't fight and argue a whole time, but when we do, Dennis's rule is we don't go to bed angry.
Yeah.
So we talk it out before.
No matter what, like I will sit
That's
there,
our
I'm
thing.
like, yo, we're about to both stay up.
That's
And that's what we do.
You got work tomorrow. Remember, I left my job. I can stay up as late as you want.
That's kind of now how she gonna not go to bed angry and you say never mind. But look, ain't that a little soft flex? Like, I'm gonna be most mature and I can sleep in.
Man, that's a recipe for not waking up in the morning. Like, God damn, you gotta sleep next to her. Shit.
Yo, so she'll get me in my sleep. I woke up with like bruises and pain.
Ain't
I'm like,
that- whoa,
I'm
don't
like,
put it on
yo,
that.
like she just
Allegedly.
be elbow dropping me in my
Allegedly.
sleep,
Allegedly.
and she blames it on her
You
dog.
sleep hard as hell.
Hypothetically speaking.
No, I do sleep hard. The Army taught me sleep anywhere you want,
so
as
you're
long
vet.
as you want. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Vet owned, okay.
vet
First
owned,
sit,
baby.
vet owned,
Yeah.
black owned, vet owned.
That's
yeah,
it.
all
We're-
checking the boxes.
Woman owned, like we're checking.
Woman
it.
owned?
Ain't too many boxes left.
Man,
You
I can
know?
see why you gotta.
Y'all
you
getting
gotta do
all
some
the
grant
grant
somewhere.
I was about to say y'all getting all the
Yep.
grant money. Y'all can check any. Y'all can
sliding
apply for
in,
any
man.
grant.
We just did our ancestry.com, so if they don't believe us, we got
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It was funny because her family's they tout, we're German, like that kind of stuff. And we did ancestry.com. I'm like, I'm just as much German as you are. I was like, put that to sleep.
I'm not
16%, 16%.
I'm not doing it.
Nobody got my DNA on record. I'm kind of waiting for that. I'm like, I don't know. I might want to commit some crimes. I don't know. Maybe.
I was just so curious.
Like the option is still there. Like,
whenever we did that, I didn't find out about all that till after we did it. I was like, oh damn, familiar DNA. I was like, I'm not snitching. Like if my brother does something, he does. I ain't saying nothing.
Are you a twin?
No, not a twin, but there's
Same
4 of
DNA.
us.
They could pass as twins.
Yeah, we do look a lot
not
alike.
DNA though. So I'm saying DNA, but like twins.
Well,
though.
they'll come under a familiar match. So
Yeah.
they'll know there's someone related to my
somebody
gene
in
pool,
there,
which
yeah.
is insane.
Yeah,
like
nah.
that 20. I think it was 23andMe or one of the.
23andMe, yeah.
They got called out because they're like, yeah, we were working with the FBI, blah blah blah, and some dude's brother got arrested. And I get the whole argument, like, just don't do a crime, but at the same time,
No.
But that is one side.
Determine what's a crime. Like,
And
that wasn't a crime to me.
Is 5 over in a 40? Yeah, I mean a crime. Because I'm probably gonna do 80 in the 40. Is that a crime? I don't know. If the cops there, if not, it ain't a crime.
My point was that's one side's argument. Well, if you just don't do nothing, then nothing won't. They won't have that stuff. But at the same time,
it was the same motherfuckers that make that argument. Like, well, just don't do crime. Be doing the crimiest ass motherfucking crime.
White collars,
but it's
like
white collar shit.
robbing people of their retirement, like thousands of people.
They got lawyers.
Now.
That's why they just don't commit a crime. What they mean is by a lawyer. Like,
Right.
just stop
and
being
they
poor.
fall
Like,
back on religion,
Absolutely.
and religiously there are only 10 crimes. So like everything else that you saying is a crime, not based on what you go talk about every Sunday. This shit was cool.
Yeah. There's mala and say and mala prohibita. Mala and say is bad in itself. Mala prohibita is bad because I say so. So there's those like, smoking weed might be a crime to you. Like, maybe, but
To me, it stopped me from committing a real crime.
Exactly.
I was about to really do some
It's a
shit.
crime deterrent.
There's been times where I drunk and I was about to go to the club, but I smoked some weed.
Good.
And I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So you know what I didn't do? I didn't drink and drive because I fell asleep.
And you saved a ton of money.
I saved
a lot
gas
of
money. I saved the money
Bottle
I was gonna
service
put on
money.
my card at the club. Because for some reason, when you get inebriated, you feel like I can afford more inebriation. No, you can't.
You didn't even pay rent. Like, you got to pay rent.
If you're paying rent, you shouldn't be balling out at the club.
That's true.
Unless you live in this. There are some cities that rent, I guess, makes sense because real estate is too expensive. But stop renting. Own shit.
Really? You think renting is a terrible thing?
No, depending on where you are. So if you're in Pittsburgh, I would move to own because you can own for half of what you would pay in
owning
rent.
is pretty cheap around here.
And then owning around here isn't necessarily a function of I'm trying to make money off this property. Like in a lot of places, you can take real estate and turn it into your retirement of sorts. But like here, shit, I'll just own a property that I'll just leave to be another nigga problem. Like here, I'll put it in my daughter's name when I die. Like deal with this shit. Deal with the
you gotta like, there's the taxes, there's the
but the
upkeep,
taxes
like,
on a
you know what I
mortgage
mean?
is escrowed. You can still get a cheap ass mortgage with the taxes, like depending on where you own. Now, no, do I say go to Fox Chapel and buy if you don't give a fuck? No, that's an investment. You're talking about $200,000-$300,000 properties. Now your mortgage is going to be in line with a rent. You know what I mean, now you're dealing with,
and you got to pay for everything that breaks.
You got to fix the sidewalk, fix whatever. So yeah, there's some shit that goes in with it. But look, bro, like if I live someplace for 10, 15 years and then I need to move and I want to sell it, that might be a little bag. Whereas if I move, if I've been renting the whole time, crack that shit. So yeah, and then just some you can leverage the equity. Don't get me into finance.
No, I feel you, man. No, but no, it's no. I mean,
especially in a market like Pittsburgh because the property values are only increasing.
Yeah.
Like you almost damn near out of time to jump in.
Yeah.
Like if you go and look at houses now, them shits, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is.
Go look at something in 206.
It's getting harder and harder to find property in Allegheny County.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's like, that still can like in line. Still compared to other markets, it's cheaper, but it's still
for the wages that they pay here.
Yeah,
too.
for the cost of living that you have here, like they are going up. And that's just business ventures in general. Whether you're just buying a home or you want property to have a brick and mortar and a whole nine. So, like, is that a thing that like First Sip Brew wants is a brick and mortar, or people can come in and like see some shit, or do you just want to be wholly online? And what are the benefits and the pros and cons of that? You know what I mean?
So good question. So we actually came across a really good price and everything to do a brick and mortar. It was the gallery on Penn, which is a retail incubator, Pittsburgh's first retail incubator, where they have a lot of small businesses in there. You're all renting the same space. But we realized like demographics is going to be a big thing for us. We did it for about 2 months. We were spending way too much time explaining to everyone how craft beer is good, how it's a thing, like how it grows local communities, and not enough time to talk about what we did. So eventually it could be something that's good for us, but demographics is going to be a big thing. Like where we were located, if we were 2 or 3 blocks down in like Bakery Square on Penn Avenue, it would have been phenomenal. But it just wasn't that lucrative for us. So we doubled down on online and growing our B2B, so our business segment. Doing corporate gifting for companies.
Corporate gifting.
Anything
Man.
you can do corporate.
Dude. We landed our first big client, which is a real estate company, and went in, did presentations for a 30, person staff and everything, and signed them on. So every house that they sell, they get a brew box sent directly to that new homeowner's house, thanking them for a service. Like it's a differentiator for their company.
Yeah.
So it hit. I'm like, damn, I need to figure this out. So we've been focusing on hotel chains, event planners, wedding planners, like
'Cause you
running
guys can fit
LinkedIn
anywhere,
campaigns.
honestly.
Yeah.
However you pitch it,
Everyone's
you can kind of fit
tired
anywhere.
of like that bottle of wine, champagne, smoked meats. Like
I was
it's a
working at
thoughtless
peanut- I was
gift.
working at a peanut factory over in over the last winter or whatever, and like motherfuckers was paying like $70 for some fucking peanuts, like and just these candy. I mean, and it's crazy because like a company will just put in this order or whatever, and it'll be like this crazy fucking order,
Right.
of, like I mean, like they paying like $8,000 for like all these fucking peanuts, and like for all the employees, you don't even know if this motherfucker got a nut allergy, bro.
Right.
Like, this is an allergen, a heavy
Yep.
allergen, but you pay, and it's not nothing really unique. It's just like a little
Exactly.
Yep.
and it's not. It's just fucking
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. They were some good nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were candy,
You know what's
whatever.
coming
Don't
next.
get me wrong.
Pause yourself.
But like it just
Pause
it
yourself.
still was it was almost like
Pause yourself.
tasteless. You know what I mean? Like it was
Pause. All right, I can't let
It was a gift. It was a gift just to give a
can't let it
gift.
go.
You know.
and it didn't like because like even with that, like with that box though, like
Right.
there's different things in there. Like I feel like
I
if
gotta
you
pause that a little bit. Like, come on, man. Come on, I'm trying to be mature.
but there's so much in that box.
Come on, man. Ain't saying it.
Like, you're gonna find something that you like. As he's handing me something from my lips.
Come on.
Oh, that was just an unfortunate series of events. I was just showing like there
He
really
wouldn't
is a lot of
pause
different
himself
stuff.
when I asked him to, and it just kept. What it did was it became an aggregate total.
I was like, oh, so this is
positivity.
okay then?
He went from nuts to box to his lips. It's too much going on, man. But no, I think it's really dope that you guys are looking outside because
Like this is
when
a
I
steak
think,
rub?
Cause when I,
Yeah, chocolate stout steak rub.
That's wild.
oh shit,
Yeah, we even have coffee made out of ground up hops, which is really cool.
Well, you
Kinda
got
makes sense, 'cause
coffee
they got a lot
made
of
out
coffee.
of
Ground up.
Hops and malts.
Yeah, so we have a chocolate stout coffee that's actually made out of cocoa nibs, hops, all kinds of really cool stuff, which gives you a really earthy, full body coffee with a little sweetness, and you can pick up a little bit on the hops on the back
earthy,
end.
full-bodied coffee.
Yeah,
Damn, that's
because I'm a caffeine fiend, man. So I dip into all that.
Yeah, man.
caffeine.
Yeah.
This mother like,
I was thinking, so the brick and mortar for you all, I would imagine would be more of a warehouse situation if it comes to fruition, because the novelty of receiving it in the mail, I think, is
Right.
important to this. Like, I
Right.
don't know if I want to go pick up the box. You know what I mean? I'd like
Well,
to.
we paint it as Build-A-Bear, but for adults. So you go and you choose the brewery. Like we'd make it more of an experience process.
Okay.
You choose the brewery. You choose
Okay.
a couple small businesses. We'd have it mapped
So
out
these
over
aren't
the U.S.
So if we were to
predetermined
ever,
boxes. These are boxes that you come in.
yeah.
Okay.
So if
Right.
we were ever to do it in the long run, it would be like more of like an event space.
Right. Which is what we're focusing on now. Like we'll go out to any event and we'll set up a Build-A-Bear workshop, kind of build a brew box. So we can still do that.
See, craft allows you to do that. It just fits with every. There's nothing where craft is taboo or like
Right.
inappropriate. You know what I mean? Like with the corporate shit, like look, we'll give it to our employees. We're
Right.
not encouraging drinking in excess. But drink better. Like we know you got a little bit. We know you got some Budweiser.
Yeah, being an
Crib, but
adult's
try
hard,
this.
man.
Hell yeah.
Brew candy. What the fuck is brew
Swag
candy?
bag, swag box.
Hey, grab the other box.
What is brew candy? What the hell?
What type of candy is the brew candy?
You can open it.
A mix of hoppy IPA, roasted
Is it
stout.
taffy? Is it? What is that?
What is it?
A bunch of different candies made out of hops and different things.
There's candy made out of hops?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it like? I mean, all
It's
right,
like
well,
it's a
he's
hard
opened
candy.
it now.
It's a hard candy?
It's a hard candy.
Yeah,
Okay.
pop
She
that
told
bad
you
boy
to
open.
open
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you can open it.
No, I wasn't telling no. I was gonna ask what it was, but you opened
Oh
it.
man, Ed was like, "Nah, man, I wasn't snitching." Like,
No, I wasn't ratting him out. I
Yeah.
was about to ask, what is it? I'm like, oh, he opening it now. Like, we'll be able to see it. So it's like a lifesavers.
Yeah, these are like little hard candies and shit.
yeah.
Suck, never chip. I watched the wood.
Roasty stout.
Well, we got to taste one. So
All
Yeah,
right.
man,
Well,
pop
which
'em
one?
in.
I want one of these honey ale looking ones. You know what I mean?
yeah, it looks like Ricola.
It does look like a Ricola. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
This shit look like an acorn. What was it?
He said it looked like an acorn.
No, because it's got like it ain't just like a random round hard candy. Like it has shape and
Right.
texture.
I think it's going for like the hop looking.
Okay, I guess I skip right over hop because it's brown. Because mine is brown. Like, I didn't even think hop. I immediately went nut. Pause. But like,
Nuts, boxes, whatever y'all want to talk about.
That's nice.
so beer soap.
Yeah, man. Free
beer
smells.
soap?
Free smell Sunday.
So, like, what do you like? You smell
You
like
get clean
beer?
with it. Get clean.
No, but like, what do you like? You smell,
smell like beer.
I don't want to
Is it
get
a
pulled
beer?
over and have to explain to the officer that this is just
Damn.
soap. Like,
They ain't gonna believe us. It's like it's a soap. Like I kept the
It actually
packaging of the
smells
receipt.
alright.
Yeah, it's more like a
Actually
grassy,
smell alright.
earthy.
Yeah, but
oh shit! Yeah,
We even have like
damn,
Kentucky
that shit
all they-
smells dope.
bourbon.
smelling like beer gives them reason to frisk and all that.
Yeah.
shit. Like I'm cool on
No,
that.
this is yeah. So why? How is it beer soap? Like, what,
It's made out of beer. For hundreds
wait, I
of
get-
years,
I
like
get
beer
fucked
was
up off
actually
of it?
used to clean yourself because you couldn't trust a lot of the
What?
different.
Do you get faded?
Yeah, you couldn't trust. Nah,
All right, because I was about to take this beer soap and just be like in a Zest commercial, just put the bar straight on my nuts.
want to be like an Old Spice commercial, just like riding an
Put the bar straight to my nuts. They I wouldn't do nothing but just wash my chest. I
like,
wouldn't even.
like, that's the how white folks would
Yeah.
wash up with just straight the bar, no
Yeah,
like
no
rag,
washcloth,
no
no
cloth, just
loofah.
like. Are you a
She's-
bar? Do
yeah,
you
we got
loofah?
loofah.
Or
in
you,
the commercial.
Loofah.
loofah?
I'm a
Yeah,
loofah. See me and you
Yeah.
kindred spirits. Me
Well,
and
loofah
Sammy
exfoliates
kindred
the
spirits.
skin as well.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you got him on the loop. She put you
Yeah,
on.
that loofah
The
hanging
ladies
in there,
put
man.
you on with the loop because they don't like that you wash
makes
with a
sense.
rag. They get to see your
And
back.
honestly,
Gross.
there's no like
Yeah,
all that laundry.
ladies have
like,
a lady brought me into the
Yeah.
me and the
she
loofah
saw I
game.
had
The rag
thing.
shit
She
was
was like, you
It's nasty.
growing up using a washcloth, like that was like it didn't matter back then. My mom did the laundry, like, but now they just started piling up.
yeah.
Well, all I had was washcloths. It was
Yeah.
either washcloths or you was zestfully clean. And you can't be washing with just a bar and your family like, would you put that in your ass? Like, no. Like, how do you wash your ass?
That's how they
Nobody
said it,
never
too.
explained how you wash
I mean-
your ass in those commercials.
I mean, I get
I'm just not putting a bar of soap up my ass.
I was so confused as a kid. Like, y'all just be like, they just raw like that? Like, no, these hard candies, speaking of, these hard candies is and like, when you
Nigga,
bite
wait till you
into
finish
it,
the candy until you try to make a fucking point.
when you, when you bite into it, you get like more of a, like it explodes, like, you know what I mean? And you get more of a flavor that like,
I didn't even say
he
nothing.
just looking at you like just wait,
I just judgmental loud.
waiting for your downfall. He's like, you just lining up.
But it's good, man. It's just,
Yeah.
these hard candies are good. And
You got
they
a
go
bunch
well
of
with beer.
smell
Yeah.
goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got like beer cologne.
Not yet, but we actually just go ahead, Sammy. I saw how
Oh.
your face lit up.
I haven't found cologne yet, but I found like beard oils and mustache.
Okay, so
Stuff.
the beard oil get me into because I do like oils over because I was using beard balm from it. I'm a new beard guy. You
Talk to
know what
him.
I mean? Yeah, I'm a new beard guy. I'm trying to get it going, but I found that the balm don't work as well. The oil works much better.
Use both.
So if I got some, you use both.
Use the oil first, and then the balm locks it in.
What?
Next level. Next level.
I ain't gonna let my shit grow that much though.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I
You still
got.
gotta take
But
care
it's-
of it.
It's good for your skin.
Well, no, I'm just saying like, okay, it's good for the skin. Okay, good.
So it's
okay,
gonna help
fuck
your
it.
skin no matter what. So
I'm gonna try the balm oil combination tomorrow because I ain't got to go to work. So like, if it's fucked up,
nah, it ain't gonna be messed
Y'all let
up.
me know how that works out. All I do is use whatever fucking conditioner my girl got
Yep.
at this place, and that's about it. Like,
you use your wifey
whatever's
product.
in there. all
See,
that- all
see,
that
I'm in a,
whatever's
I'm in
there.
a, I'm in a different household. You can't just, I can't just be using her product.
Nah.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. You see, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't. I actually, it's
Really?
funny.
It's like all of Dennis's stuff, full beer stuff, and
Oh,
then
you
my
got
little
like a
section.
thing. See,
Yeah, I do
have
it all.
I don't buy the products in the home and like all
Yeah, I
the,
got
the
that.
wash up shit. Like now I'll do the shit that I need. Like I need deodorant. I'm gonna go get my deodorant. Like
Right.
yeah, I mean I need whatever. But like man, I'm like conditioner and shit like that. I'm bald, so you know what I mean like
Yeah, I'm
shampoo,
getting
all that-
there.
all that like so it's just like I don't on it like soap. Like we all got to use soap, so I don't really care what soap
Right.
like is there. I'm gonna just grab whatever. And she does a good job of like getting me my own shit. You know,
Right,
she has
that's
her
cool.
shit. You know, because she don't want me to use like, cause she be having like the fancy shit. She be giving her
Yeah.
like the charcoal, the activated charcoal type
That's what
shit.
she
And all that.
does.
So
Yeah.
those fancy bottles are
She
for
an
her,
organic
and
eye.
I get just the men's
You get the-
Suave or whatever the fuck.
the
like, I mean, the
muggle.
cheap ass. She get the boutique shit. She be going down on like Fifth Ave and shopping for her shit.
You get the like
I get the
the
Walmart.
Oh, she likes that.
Damn.
You want to step it up? You got to do that on your own dime.
I do.
He buys all his
I'm
own.
bougie when it comes to that stuff, but at the same time, running our company, we get tons of stuff from small businesses. So we're already buying this stuff. So we're just using our own recipe.
Yeah.
You getting high on
know?
your own supply.
That's it, man.
You
know?
somebody box was short.
Yeah. But we get to share like how it is and what it does.
Well,
like,
you have to.
so
you
well.
have to- yeah, you have to use it.
What I
too.
thought you were going to talk about earlier was the beer shampoo and stuff we just found.
Oh yeah.
Shampoo.
Brew
Yeah.
shampoo.
Brew poo.
Brew poo.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't like it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I would like it, and then
I would still
I don't
use
know,
it.
I would hear it and then lather it and then put it in my hair. Let me squirt this blue poo in my palm and put it in my hair.
Oh,
Like
man.
that's a next level nasty. But yeah, no
Shambrew.
shampoo. So like, with is it made from hot? Like how?
So it's made from beer, since beer's good for your skin and your hair. It's a company in North Carolina.
that sounds like something, man.
I still don't believe that motherfuckers was like taking baths in beer,
Yeah.
man. That
I mean,
sounds
I
like
could,
some.
if you want the science and the history
Yeah.
behind it,
It'll
for,
be a
for
2-hour
hundreds
story.
of years, like you couldn't trust the water sources, and that's actually why farmhouse ales were originally created, like saisons and everything. because-
Saison was a soap.
No. It was a beer,
Started off as a-
but they made it because they couldn't trust water sources, but it still hydrated you enough. You know, all the farmhands out there working, they couldn't just go to the well and drink. Like
I wanna
there was a
work for-
So they
process.
had to brew it
I
in
wanna
order to
work-
make it drinkable.
Yeah. I
wanna
and
work
that's
for
what
that
saison.
company.
So saison is basically dirty water. Like,
It's-
yeah, I mean, like that's how saison. Like,
I mean, that's that horse blanket taste though. Like it is real.
Saison
it
is
do taste
does,
like horse
it
blanket
does.
shit.
It
I've
is-
never been on a horse or smelled the blanket from a horse. But now that I think about it, saison definitely tastes like a horse blanket.
Yo, next time,
It's a spicy ass, like a farm. Like, that's what they call a farmhouse ale and shit. Like
yeah, I can imagine you on a farm, like no one else is around, but there's a horse blanket. You're like, yo, I'm about to find out. And then you're like, yo, that saison tasting ass horse blanket.
You're like, listen, man. I just as soon as you said it, it just made sense. I was like, oh
Yep.
shit, like
I mean, there is science behind it. You know, beer's been around for thousands of years, so people have been using it for tons of stuff before you know Old Spice was a thing. Beer was.
Old Spice. How do wait? Oh, like
Before
Yeah,
it's
like
soap,
modern
yeah.
day like supplies they use.
Yeah. Damn, man.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Man. I had to see. I had to see. I'm a skeptic.
what do you
dog.
mean you got-
I had to see.
They had no
Space-
videos back in the day. Like,
Yo,
what do you mean you had
He is
Some
highly
proof, some-
suspect right now. Like,
I need some record, something to validate.
I feel like he's in the Wild West, right before you have a duel with someone, like how the music plays and their eyes narrow. Like, it's like, I need to see.
Nah, man. Because I don't know, man.
Well, we gonna hook you up with some stuff, man.
He's
Try it
taking
out.
my beer and you bathing in it. Like, I'd be mad as hell.
Yeah.
I don't think we're condoning that now.
I'm not saying it. I'm back in the day,
But back
bro.
in the day,
I ain't-
Yeah,
I feel like it would be an expensive ass soap. I'd be like, come on, man. I spent all this time fucking like, with the mash tun and all the hops and
It's just
shit.
called
you just
Brew.
gonna- you just
The
gonna-
shampoo is just called Brew.
Yeah.
So that's not Brew Poo, so that's better.
Sham Brew.
It does look
should
like-
be,
it
should
does
be
look
Sham
like-
Brew.
That
It
would
does
be
look
cool.
like Brew Poo because it's brown.
It is brown. Like it's like y'all were back, but it is a brown tube.
Yeah.
Well, you've used it, right, Sammy?
I did.
Yeah.
Which one did I use?
I don't know. You used it.
Invigorating.
Mm.
So it has a whole bunch of mint in it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you gotta.
I don't have
But
enough-
there's one for guys for like beards and stuff.
I don't
Yeah,
have
I'm gonna be using
enough
that next.
hair to have a shampoo feel amazing.
I don't have enough care to buy something that's not like that. My girl isn't just gonna have laying around anyway. Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
women can use
But-
that stuff too,
But
because it's bougie.
but if it's like, that's the thing about the box though, is that these are items that like I wouldn't go out and shop for specifically. I wouldn't be like, all right, let me go find a beer based like hot sauce, or let me go find meat. But you get this box and like you're exposed to these things and you don't have to go and do all the shopping. You're just like, oh shit, I didn't know they had. What is this?
Right.
Honey or some shit? What is it?
Yeah, that's a beer jelly.
A beer
That's
jelly.
a Hefeweizen with orange. You
So
use that
you put
grilling,
that whip-
cooking, marinating. She bakes a lot, and I eat a lot of her baking. So she like does thumbprint cookies with that stuff.
Do any of these have like? How do I say this? I don't want to say ABV, but like just like from the alcoholic content, like can you overindulge in any of the
No,
products?
all
that
the alcohol is all cooked off through the
Okay.
different cooking processes, but you're still left with the taste.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
And we have a pineapple habanero that we use for like whenever I'm grilling like pork chops. A lot of our friends ask us, well, okay, all right, what's your recipe? What'd you do with this? I can't tell you, family secret. Literally, I put a scoop of pineapple habanero beer jelly on it. That's it.
Have y'all ever gone
I
to
grilled
AA
it.
meetings?
Nah, I'm not a quitter. So
we can
all the-
supplement your life, man. Stay on the straight and narrow.
pregnant women love this stuff because they don't want to drink, when they're
That's the
pregnant.
same- yeah.
And it's good and safe for, people of the Muslim religion who do not partake in alcohol. So they can still experience
Yeah, they
it
do.
without any of like the body.
Yeah, they do. They do. Because why
Yeah.
would you buy a beer based anything if you don't partake in alcohol?
Well,
how you,
this
how
is-
you know? How
This
you
is
know?
this is.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the religion,
What's
but I
your-
know like they talk to like their like the sheikhs, which are like the how should I say this? What's the same thing in Catholicism? The Pope. Like in the Muslim religion, they have all the sheikhs over the world. Like they talk to them and they tell them what's okay. So it's just one of those other things.
I ain't
you
talking
know?
to no person who telling me what's okay.
I know.
You another dude, fam. What you?
Yeah, that's
How
a
you
whole
know,
nother subject there.
Outta here,
like
man.
me, man.
She just cracked open
say-
another
That
box.
is. You see it popped open like a beer.
Popping boxes.
Said you
What's in
Said
this
all that-
box here?
all that cocaine on the
Oh,
table.
yeah.
You can't snort that.
Do you want to talk about this one, Sammy? All right. So we actually launched a new product line. I think you guys said you saw on social media. It's our pet brew boxes. It's the first in the U.S. where we're taking what we did in First Sip Brew Box and doing it just for pets. Because when you drink with your pet, you never drink alone.
Dogs specifically.
As of right now,
Right.
But as we open up to more and
Well,
more
what other
companies, we'll
pet
do
would
stuff.
you even do this?
I don't know. I
Cats.
guess cats.
Fuck a
but-
cat.
Yeah, I kind of
Goldfish.
feel the same way, but so we have like Bark Brew chicken ale, like your dogs can actually drink with you as you're having a beer. But the pet brew box is specifically just for your dogs.
So
You
wait, the
spent
chicken
grain
ale,
treats
you
and
drop that in the water.
yeah. go
No,
ahead,
you
Sammy.
just pour it in a bowl for your dog.
So they
Yeah.
get one.
So they can drink with you.
One chicken ale.
yeah. They got
Yep.
one chicken ale. They can't drive though.
Okay.
They can't drive on chicken ale.
So
So these are all companies that they use the spent grains from their breweries locally, and they make these products. So
Oh, these are spent grain products.
Yeah,
and shit.
by-
Oh, that's dope as hell.
Yeah, so we're the only ones right now in the U.S. that have tied all this together. Not only with our original or first sip brew box, but the first sip pet brew box. We're still the only ones doing this. We even have glow in the dark bottle openers that attach to their collars. So you just call your puppy over, you go crack a beer.
Here's the thing.
I got a
man.
dog.
Here's the thing,
Give him
man.
one of
This
these
is why I
motherfuckers.
don't
Yeah.
own
I
any
mean,
animals.
It's crazy because my thing about
I'm
animals
not
is
gonna
that
love
like,
an animal that much.
yeah, like I feel like the fact that I'm like providing for you shelter and food, like you can't be picky. Like you just gonna eat whatever.
I look
the
at
fuck
it differently.
get.
I look
Like,
at it,
you know?
but here's the thing. I don't look at it that way because you're owning this dog. Like you saying, I provide you. Where did you rescue this motherfucker from? Like he could have been out finding his own shelter or her
That's
own
true.
shelter. Shit. Like I don't like owning pets.
Dave's
man.
pissed. He's like,
I don't
yo.
think that's just right, which is a far cry from our last episode.
definitely
Where if
see
I
what you're
made
saying,
9
for
figures, I
sure.
would definitely
You would buy
people.
He'll buy people, but he won't own a pet.
Which is just-
It's a
but which is
like,
just-
I mean,
Like,
just
see
That's
what you're
synonymous
saying.
with employing
Right, like,
them.
they don't
Absolutely.
bloody fool.
I'm
Like-
paying them for their time. You
Yeah.
don't pay the dog for his or her time. You just own the dog, control their diet. I didn't say I was going to control the diet. I didn't say these people couldn't go to and fro. I just said I pay you
know,
to
but,
be in a room
yeah.
and make that room fun. And there's someone to make every room in my house fun. But I'm going to get mad flack for that anyway.
Anyway,
No, all
like,
that is, you just-
I don't think I would love a pet enough to buy
You
them
don't know till you do it.
specialized-
You don't-
Like my,
and I'm not
look-
going to do it because I don't want to love a pet enough.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But if you do love your pet,
Did you have
this
pets
is dope
growing
as
up?
shit.
Yeah,
Did
if
you have any
do love
pets
your
growing up?
I
this
did
is-
have.
Like, they got sweet
I have a
potato
dog
brewskis.
growing up, and the dog
It's crazy.
destroyed my favorite. I had these corduroys.
That's where it's
Little
from.
Ghostbuster
That's where it comes from.
corduroys, And he ripped the patch and fuck that nigga.
I think experiences play a big
Is that
role.
why you hate my Roy's?
No.
Yeah,
It's
you don't even
2000.
hate my
It's
Roy's.
2019, and he still got
He had a
corduroys.
bad experience. I figured it out now. 199 episodes.
Well-
It took us to figure out. I mean, that's why Ed hate my Roy's because he had a bad. He lost a pair close to him. He ain't recovered.
You know,
it.
on,
I had the
on,
last acceptable pair of corduroys
damn.
in 1991.
Oh shit.
He just keeps buying them.
Well, on that same note, like
Just keep
my
buying.
dog growing up, like saved my life. Like a couple pit bulls broke into the yard. My black lab fought them both off and saved my
some
life. So
Lassie
like,
type shit. Like,
yeah. So
Yeah.
now
You
like,
wasn't mad at the other dogs for trying to kill you?
no, they were
that's
just
how I'd have
no,
looked
no,
at it.
because it's on the owner. The
I'd have
owner
been like,
trained them to be like that.
They ain't gonna own it. These are dogs.
Just
That's how
like
they
people,
live.
a lot of
That's
our
how they
development.
live.
Nah,
That's
well,
how
yes
they
and no.
lived.
Nature
Till
and
we
nurture.
domesticated
Nature
them. That's
and
how
nurture.
they lived.
they are wild animals.
But if you love your pet, this is a dope ass box.
Yeah.
But you could say the same thing about humans, right? So a
I
lot
don't
of
fuck
what
with a lot
we
of them either.
But what I'm saying is like as we grow up, like a lot of things could be
He doesn't
done.
want to fuck with them all like that. He just wants to buy.
I'm gonna buy your time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy your time. You can still have a family.
That sounds like
you can
some
still
back
vote
page
for
stuff.
whoever.
You
Like,
only
I'm
pay
not-
for your time.
That is so
Buy your
generous of
time.
you. Like as you buy me to allow me to keep my family. Like
No, I have to say that because the way you spend it, the way he spends it is as if I'm trying to.
If he
own
buys
them
you, he
and
buys the
control
family.
them.
I mean,
He's
you
trying
gonna
to make
say-
it seem like I want to own them and control them. What I said was I
That is
would
funny,
buy
though.
a bunch of people, make them stay in rooms,
Wait, how do you finish?
and make my rooms fun. It's not a 24-hour thing. It's not a 24-hour thing. Doesn't mean
No.
you can't call off. Doesn't mean you
There's
don't
no
have
and or
benefits.
but or anything.
No,
I want
just-
to buy a bunch
Just
of
paint
people.
it like it's a job.
That's
They
how
say,
I look
hey,
at employers
Put 'em in a
general.
room.
yo, this is so good.
What's the difference between that and a job? What's the difference between that and a job? If you work at McDonald's,
No, just
if
call
you
it a
work at
job.
McDonald's, are you on the field team? Are you on the field team at McDonald's? Or are you on them fries?
That's the way you
they
said
bought
it.
your time. They put you in a room.
Just call it a
And they
job.
paid you for it.
Just say it's a
Said it.
job, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not as
crying.
cool if it is just a job, but it's not as cool because the discussion was me being a
Why don't you
nine-figure.
let them just go on the field? Why
But
not?
it's
Like,
def-
just let them
because
play on
I
the
need
field. Give them a
some
little more
more
space. They got more
because I
space on the
need
field.
because I need
hold on,
them
Dave.
to be they're
If you
separate.
buy a bunch of people and put them on the field,
There
that's
will
more
be some field.
humane.
There will be some field hands. But look, there will be some field hands.
Yo. He's also
Rules
looking
of
for
Bill
some
Head.
contractors. Anyone that knows like some good people that he can buy them from.
That would be awesome.
Some brokers.
If you have
Some people that
if you
maybe
have a business,
dabble
some drivers,
in the
maybe.
trade.
listen. If you're a catering company, and
It's
you got
okay if
some
they're
good
drivers.
people who I could staff in the kitchen, send them through.
Some people drivers, maybe.
In this hypothetical situation, I'm a 9-figure guy,
Dude.
I got money.
Let's
I
make
just want
sure
to walk in every room and they make it fun.
he's gonna have the tools
Doesn't
to
mean
make
that I'ma
sure.
do
Like,
anything to
so what
them.
happens where they're not making sure they have fun? Are
Then I
they
gotta let 'em
disciplined
go.
in any way, or
They got to find new employment.
all right? So you got fun. All right.
They get fired and they go find another job. There's no physical repercussions.
Oh,
There's
my
no-
goodness.
I'm not trying to take over your life.
Yo,
It's just when
people
you at my house,
Cut them loose.
you gonna be like, I
Yo.
imagine there's a pink room and there's all these people and they make good cotton candy. and
Look,
it's
I'm
just
still gonna
fun
come
to go in
over.
there.
Like, I'll still come over.
You gotta come over, and you would take advantage of the people who quote unquote work there, or
Can't.
however, like, I don't care. However you want to the
You're not coming to
verbiage
your
is
crib.
fine.
You're gonna have to come to my
They
spot.
they
Yeah,
would
you
love
gotta
it.
come
My
over here.
employees.
Time out.
would
If he
love
got a cotton candy room, you have potato
would be
patch
like
room. Like we
Google,
making
man.
fries and cheese.
My crib would be like the Google office.
I'm
And
coming
that-
by and
everyone's
passing
getting
out
paid
socialist
to have.
flyers.
Don't fuck up my fun.
show
Meanwhile,
up.
he got crackheads clipping his head for
It's
$5.
a contract work. What's the difference? It's contract
What's the
work.
difference?
I own that mine.
What's the difference?
I said, he came to
I
me
never
with a
said they
proposition.
wasn't free to go.
He came to me with a proposition.
I never said
I'm
they
not
weren't free to
buying,
go.
I'm not acquiring.
I never
humans.
said they couldn't put a 2 weeks notice in.
Look,
I never
Ed,
said they
Ed.
weren't free to walk off the
My
job.
man, please, like get a dog, like and test it out. Just test it out.
But you own dogs, and that's what y'all do. Y'all give these dogs commands. Roll
That's
over,
true.
do all that. That's
It
what
is,
y'all do. That dog don't
But
want to
it's
roll.
up to them to
That
listen.
dog don't want to shit on that blanket. It's
our
up-
dog don't
it's
listen
up
worth
to
a
them
damn.
I'm not even giving them instruction. Just make sure when I walk in this room, it's fun. However you want to do it.
Make
Every
sure you
room I
walk
go
in this room and you
every
address me
place
as
I
yes,
go
sir.
In my house is gonna be fun as shit. And I got
Look,
the
man,
money
you
to
have a
make
cotton
people make
candy
it
room.
happen.
I'm gonna come over. Like,
Damn right.
I'm trying
And
to.
you got a bunch of
I love
dogs
cotton
that
candy.
you're feeding beer to get them all drunk. You Cosby in these dogs. Get them all drunk.
Yeah, man, this
Breaking
is a
down
chicken ale, man. This is, it's a damn chicken ale. Don't compare us to the cotton candy room. First sip,
sounds a
people
little
box.
foul, right?
First sip, people
You got a
box.
cotton candy room. You're gonna be
Cotton
under
candy.
investigation real quick.
Oh, you're gonna get a
Where
phone
you
call.
getting the product for this cotton candy? dog?
Gotta have equal opportunity flyers hanging up.
But in all seriousness, no, I think it's cool that, I mean, from a business perspective, I think it's dope that you diversify. Like I'm certain people will see this and be like, yo, I mean, because I don't know the relationship between man and dog. That was nasty as
Listen,
hell.
man, it doesn't mean
But,
matter, man. Like white people love they fucking dogs, and they gonna buy this shit the fuck up. They be like, wait, I could drink with my dog. I was just over at Allegheny City, man. They got a whole dog wall over that motherfucker. Like, there's
Yeah.
a whole wall dedicated to dogs in that motherfucker. And then I was in there, and they had all the dogs, and they was coming in. They come in with the dogs or whatever, and then they all, it's like a dog off, like a show, like a dog show and shit. Everybody's like, look at my dog, and they like,
That don't
some of
sound.
them-
I mean, a
some of
dog
them
show.
carry,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
some of
sound
them
a little
carry
worse than
them.
what
Some
I
of
was
them
talking
have
about.
leashes.
Yeah.
Some of them, I mean,
People
some
like
of these
dogs
people
more
don't.
than
Leash,
people.
a dog show. You know what I mean? That sounds
Yeah,
a little worse
like-
than what I was talking about. You
Yeah.
just in a room. You just getting paid to be in a room. Doing whatever the fuck you want to do.
What?
Just
You
what I
trying to
want.
compare these humans to dogs? It's different. Like, well,
When you
well,
work-
I mean, I don't put my humans
When
on
you
the
worked
leash,
at the
so.
peanut company, when you worked at the peanut company, did you go to a place when you worked at the peanut company?
I did.
All right. You were in a room.
Yo,
But you had specific tasks, whether you was there or not. All I need to do is when I walk in the room, turn the fuck up. If you on the internet while I'm
I
gone,
got a soft.
Yo, you might as well.
Yo, if my motherfucking boss came in and was like,
everybody's soft
I'm gonna need you
shoulder.
to dance, I'm be like, you gonna find a new.
no. I didn't say I'm
He's
not
like,
giving.
hey,
turn up.
I'm not
I'm gonna
giving
need you
directives.
to shine my shoes.
I'm not giving directives. If you think shining my shoes will make me happy, fine. If you think playing a
So now
song,
it's-
if you think playing a song that I would like would make me happy, fine. It's up to your discretion. It's your discretion.
Some like post-apocalyptic, like
What you- that's what you
dystopian,
do when you
like,
got money.
Please me.
It's like,
like a king,
yo.
like please me.
That's
And
what
then,
I've
like,
learned.
And if they don't like,
You got like court
Ain't that why we trying to get money?
They got jesters and shit. They just come.
Ain't that why we trying to to get money? Why else are you trying to get 9 figures?
Damn.
Why else are you trying to get 9 figures? Why else are you trying to get 9 figures?
Joffrey, take him away.
I ain't no
Yo,
take 'em-
yo,
ain't
yo,
Entertain me.
at the end of it, he's
ain't
like
no
this.
Take them away.
Yeah. With the sideways thumb.
Oh yes, there will be an evaluation. Yes,
Coliseum in these motherfuckers.
you will have an
Get
annual.
drug away.
You will have an annual review.
Look, but if you
will.
do,
Yes, you will.
he's not a monster. If you do end up losing your job, he has great reparation. I mean,
I ain't got shit for you.
severance pay. I meant severance package.
No,
he has a
if
great
you-
severance
if
package.
you lose your job, I ain't got shit for you. You didn't take this free internet that I gave you to apply to other jobs. You had mad.
I gave you the means to not be in this room.
Do it for the last 5 years.
And you had mad time.
I've been pleasing Ed Bailey
No,
in
you
any
can't say
way
that.
that I can.
You can't say that.
Oh,
That could be
and those
misconstrued.
hands.
Task included juggling
That can
balls,
be misconstrued. You're an ambassador.
EHB, baby. EHB
blowing
Productions.
fire.
You're an ambassador of good times.
Shit.
You're an ambassador of good times.
Listen,
And you're only called upon.
I've seen
So now they're summoned. Come hither.
you don't even know.
Hither is prohibited.
Chilling
Dance
with your
for
girl.
the people.
You over here chilling with your girl. Be like, I'm sorry, girl. I gotta go. What are you doing? I've been summoned. Like,
No, only
you might
when
not
you
see
at,
me again.
No, and you could only
Only you got
read off of
shifts.
parchment. Like a scroll arrives at your house.
You got
read it.
shifts.
Ed the Hands Bailey has summoned me.
You got shifts. You know what I'm saying? There'll be cooler rooms. There'll be the video game room. Like there'll be
Look.
cooler rooms than others. Like it'll be a regular.
Look,
ass-
man.
You get is it hierarchy? Like if you do well, you get a better room.
You get annual
You
reviews.
can work your way up.
You can you can post out to other positions. Like if there's an opening in the pool room, you try to post out. We're gonna look
I
at
see
your
you got a 3 a.m. juggling session with Ed. Why don't you let me?
No, we will not. What we won't do, we won't have
No,
negotiations
you got-
amongst the staff.
You got people swapping shifts. He's like, you were not summoned. Be gone, wench.
I'd be mad as hell if I go in my candy room.
And the
different
cotton
person
candy
was
dude's there. He's
And the
like,
and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
you're not the
I
M&M
was
muggle. What are you doing in
I
this
was
room?
expecting to see
Cotton
Earl.
candy handler.
Eminem muggle.
I want to see Earl. He got good stories. Like, what you doing here?
Look, I
You
keep
a
making
Debbie
fun of
Downer.
this, but I'm there.
Yeah.
This house actually sounds great.
It's funny though. It's. I mean, obviously, I'm joking and shit like that, but it is like it's like crazy. I feel like people really do. Like Kings back in the day, obviously,
Yeah.
used to do
Yeah.
that, but like
That was a thing.
like in life, that people make 9 figures to create situations where everywhere they go is a dope situation.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, that's when you. Well, it depends. Like that's what you see. Like you see the Kanyes or whatever, where like they haven't had somebody tell them like no or something
Ooh,
wrong
what
in
did
quite
you
some
just
time,
pour
and
up
it's
for
like.
us?
You know, I mean, it's probably not the most ideal situation. I
Right.
mean, like,
What is this that you
that
just
whole
poured
fire
up for
festival?
us?
So-
Cupid Curse.
Yeah, Cupid Curse. So Flying Dog was the most recent brewery that we featured. And
the Flying Dog in here.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. I went down there. That fucking brewery is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
It
they
is
got
off
that
the
oyster
chain.
truck sitting over there or
Yeah.
whatever. And like I left there, I went in there. I got like a flight, 2 growlers, and some oysters. And I left out of there with like $30, $35, something like that.
yeah,
Like, dumb
it's good
cheap.
prices. And they gave us like VIP passes since we were like featuring them. And I love that kind of stuff. I'm like, haha, because it's so good to see like all the work you put in, like paying off.
Just a little small perk, do be
Just
killing
small
me.
perk.
Some
Does.
little shit.
Just little stuff that it doesn't even cost a lot, but it makes you feel like people are appreciating what you're putting out there,
Yeah.
you know, and tons of beer that they have down here that we don't get up here. I'm like, why is this
This.
not being distributed?
This is good as
Like,
hell.
this is fire.
Yeah.
This is
Not to be
definitely
confused
fire.
with the festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't fuck with that.
But that shows you the power of social media. You can make people believe a fairy tale.
Mhm.
Some shit that ain't
People
even
are stupid
true.
as shit.
That is true.
I mean,
And,
not people who obviously buy the brew boxes.
Right,
Those
yeah,
are
yeah.
intelligent people. other people are dumb as shit.
Thank you.
Like,
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
I'm gonna
crazy.
say some of your customers are probably dumb as shit. Not that they're all dumb as
But
shit.
that's
Not
just
the ones listening to
I don't
this
think that
episode. God
if
damn
you're-
it.
If you're listening to this episode, like we got people that listen to our podcast that are probably dumb as shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's just humanity.
Exactly,
That's
humanity.
humanity.
You
It's not
can't,
my
like, get
opinion of you.
There's
can't,
like a
I mean-
30% fat. I'm thinking a 70-30 split there.
Yeah, I'm saying. I would say,
Misguided,
being nice.
misinformed is what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of you
Not
motherfuckers
stupid.
listening right now, y'all ain't even listening for the right motherfucking reason, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, you ain't even heard any of the important shit we said. You just over here laughing at the jokes. You ain't getting none of the message, motherfucker. Listen to the fuck we saying over here. But other than that, I mean, like,
And get a first sip brew box.
That's
first
why-
sip brew box.
That's why when I
Get
make
your
nine
dog
figures,
some of these
come
brewskits.
work for me. Because otherwise you'll be working for assholes like that. Just come work for me.
Yo,
Good
I'm
ass
telling you,
time.
man, you can
I'm
get
not
that
gonna
cotton candy room
monitor-
unlocked.
I'm not going to monitor your internet usage.
As many gigs
I
as
ain't
you
going to say
want.
you can't use your phone on the sales floor. Do what you want to do.
As long as I'm pleased and entertained.
Facts. Facts.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? This
That's what
is
they feel when
Ed's house.
When they come,
Yo,
when they come to the
kicking
comedy
people out the
shows,
front door just like that.
Is Bailey's.
when they come to the comedy shows, do they
EHP,
not be
baby.
sitting in the? Do they not be sitting in the chairs like nigga entertain me?
I mean, that's kind of true.
You
You,
ain't
guys got to deal with a
pleased
lot of that.
We deal with that all the time.
And all that
Dang.
is a big cotton candy room.
All it is. He's all in on the cotton candy. I'm telling you.
No, honestly,
Cotton and
I haven't had cotton candy in
it's
like
gonna
10
have
years.
the beginning
Like-
of Tootsie Roll on loop. Cotton candy, sweet and go. Every time you open the door, it's just a cotton. Somebody might get smart, just open the door and close it, and just keep. So I just stand there, cotton candy, sweet and go. Cotton candy.
Yo, you
sweet,
make a pretty
cotton
mean
candy,
remix.
Cotton candy, cotton candy.
candy.
Oh, see, my first employee, they're gonna figure out. They're gonna be mixing cotton candy, cotton candy, cotton candy, cotton candy, sweet and go.
We gotta get the hell out of here, man.
I don't even know
You
where this
mad
went.
because I'm thinking of a cool ass house. Didn't Michael Jackson do that with Neverland Ranch? This is a cool ass place.
There's a documentary coming out. You might want to rethink that.
They getting him too?
Bruh.
Oh, everybody!
Man,
You
it's,
can't like nobody no
Yeah, I'm
more.
telling- Yo, listen,
I'm not
man.
a fan of anyone.
Telling you, man. Old people were fucked up individuals. So.
I'm not even a
That's
Dave
true.
Bracey fan anymore. He gotta
Listen,
get. He
40
gotta
years
get,
from now, there might be a motherfucking documentary coming out and be like, this motherfucker didn't like animals.
I'm gonna need you to
Believe
get
it?
you gotta
I
get
don't-
your clearance.
His friends thought he was a great person.
God damn, you can't be nobody's fan anymore. But one thing you can support is First Sip Brew Box.
Absolutely.
You know, there were a lot of jokes in this podcast, obviously, but I mean, this is a really, really great company, great mission, great product. You know what I mean? Like, it's rare that you see the merging of both. Like, hey,
Right.
you got to support a small business, you know what I mean? Supporting just the industry in general, but then obviously with what you're bringing to the table, I mean, you get a First Sip Brew Box, you get a bunch of shit that you didn't know nothing about.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you're not just like another thing in the industry. You're doing something that helps, like, push the genre. I mean, like, and this is, again, harking back to Fresh Fest. You know what I mean? Like, this is why we wanted, more voices
Right.
in the industry. This is the type of thing that when you bring in, folks that aren't like fat bearded flannel white dudes, you know what I mean? Like, you start to see like this type of, thing. So, super dope what you folks are doing. If you're listening at home, man, vet owned, black owned, woman owned, like,
Yep, got it all.
Check all the boxes. How you?
Yep.
Is it even legal to have all them boxes checked? You gotta
Have all the boxes, man. I ain't gonna report you. I'll tell you that
grant
right now.
application just self-destruct. You can't say no to them.
Hit us up first at brewbox.com. Same thing on all of our social media, first at brewbox. My email, Dennis at brewbox. If you're, a brewery owner, you want to get featured, or a small business in the industry, just hit us up. We're all about working with all the small guys out there.
All right, Sammy, would you like to add any? Okay, she's like, no. All right, well,
He said it all.
Yeah, he said it all. She's like, don't hit me up personally.
Yeah, she's like, you ain't get my email.
You sent her an email. She sent a photo back with her left hand, like taken.
Don't slide in these DMs.
They let the people know where they can find us in that cotton candy sweet girl.
Cotton candy sweet.
Now you want to say it through it.
We are the Drinking Partners. If you're looking for us, you can find us on epicasnetwork.com/drinking partners. You can find us on iTunes, Stitching, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on iTunes, IG, Facebook, Twitter, at Partners Pod.
Shout out to Dave, boy. Landed that plane, man. That's concentration. That's 199
199 and a few lost.
We about to do all our exits to that shit, yo. Dude, look, I put the hands over the mic. Oh, that shit was dope. Buzzy gonna edit that shit, make it sound like a mixtape track. But yo, don't fuck up the cotton candy room. She said no. You can't come to the cotton candy room. Wink, wink. He's gonna be all in my cotton candy room, chilling. But look, we want to thank Dennis and Sammy for coming out, man. Brew Box, the First Sip Brew Box. I mean, if Buzzy can get a shot at this table, for those who aren't here, this
Absolutely
shit.
ridiculous.
I mean, first of all, just the pretzels alone.
Yo, those IPA fucking pretzels. I mean, like the stout ones, I like the stout ones. Those IPA ones, I don't even know how to describe
No, I'm
them.
stealing
They're
one of
fucking
them. I'm
wild,
stealing
man.
one.
Oh, no,
of the
yeah.
bags.
That's
No,
not
I'm
for
gonna
you
steal
guys.
it. No, I mean,
Go
it didn't
for it.
matter what you felt. I was gonna steal it.
Hey, man,
Strong arm.
I expect it from a people owner. So,
You have entertained Ed today. You get to leave. Like,
hey, man.
No, don't turn it into that. It's not that.
Not everyone gets to leave.
No, we'll have
Some
iPads.
people sleep when
You
they
can
work.
Clock out. You clock out on the iPad.
He said we'll have iPads.
You
Cool.
put your code
Technology
in on the
will
iPad.
embrace.
And put your code in, and
I'm
you're
just
gone.
looking for some people brokers out there, you know. Some people-
Let me know. We've all seen Taken, but anyway.
Definitely
We had
no
too
chill,
much
man.
fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
None of the views expressed on this are a reflection of any of the views of First Sip Brew Box, and in fact, they all have great products that you can enjoy with your family. Nah, man, we definitely support what you've done. We appreciate you collaborating on Fresh Fest, the original version. We look forward to working with you moving forward. If you are not hip to First Sip Brew Box, you need to get hip to it. And I need to go ahead and order me one just to have just shit to play with, just swag shit that I can learn about, man. So as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family, and we are.
It's so good. Damn. How many? So how do you guys work? Like, you just do podcast every single Sunday, every other Sunday.
we do 2 apiece.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart. So they're actually doing it every week.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw the guys doing it every week. Yeah. It seems like you guys are always